I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That one is a Moscow. Ali Cup 2024 Invitational Football Tournament. That one is loud enough. August 15 to the 17th, right over Excelsior. That one is a big day enough. 20 football team, 10 Da Costa team, and 10 Manning Cup team. So you know it's a murder. August 15, all Da Costa Cup team a play. You see the 16, Manning Cup team a play. But you see the 17, big quarter-final, semi-final, and final. So everybody knows that the Ali Cup is not a Folly Cup. So make sure you come out. People, remember the raffle. So get your raffle ticket now, cause upon the final day, the drawing I go on. Belly Rang says so. That one is a Moscow. Ali Cup 2024 Invitational Football Tournament. That one is loud enough. August 15 to the 17th, right over Excelsior. That one is a big day enough. 20 football team, 10 Da Costa team, and 10 Manning Cup team. So you know it's a murder. August 15, all Da Costa Cup team a play. You see the 16, Manning Cup team a play. But you see the 17, big quarter-final, semi-final, and final. So everybody knows that the Ali Cup is not a Folly Cup. So make sure you come out. People, remember the raffle. So get your raffle ticket now, cause upon the final day, the drawing I go on. Belly Rang says so.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, none other than Mr. Manning's Man. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody doing fine. We're looking forward to having a wonderful show today. Yeah, indeed. We are blessed indeed. Yeah, man. So it's going to be a wonderful show. So come on in. Let's have some fun today as we discuss some big topics in the life of football across Jamaica and the world, and also look at some things concerning the Olympics. Again, as usual, we want to really begin our show by always giving thanks to the Most High God for the life that we have, and we pray to Him today that His shalom, His peace will rest upon us, that He will lead and direct our lives, that He will cover us in His precious arms as we entrust our lives to Him, that we will call upon Him because He's ever strong. He's well and able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or even think or even imagine. He is truly awesome. He is the strength for those who are weary and weak. If you are discouraged today, you can find hope in the Most High God. If you feel broken, He can heal you. He can fit the broken pieces together, right? If you're in need, He can meet the needs in your life because He supplies all our needs according to His riches in glory. If you need direction, He's a good shepherd. If you need wisdom, He's all knowing. And if you need additional power to overcome, guess what? He is omnipotent, meaning He is the all powerful God who nothing is too difficult for. All right? Yes. All right, we normally ask you to do three things so we don't have to interrupt our videos to say this while we're going, because once we get into the content and people begin to call in, we oftentimes forget, right? There's a call-in number. It runs on the banner below, right? So you can always look after the 30-minute time signal. You can call in and make your suggestions in a respectful way, or ask your questions showing respect to others, and also in the comment section. We ask you to do three things, right? Which is to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, like the video, and share the video. In addition to that, you haven't been on the platform, the resources from the platform go back to help people. It makes the platform improve in terms of quality, but we give back from the platform to help people. All right. And so if you're watching, you can contribute to I Am Sure Sports by giving something to the platform through super stickers or super chats. All right. Yeah, so just go ahead and do that right now. And we will, like I said, we appreciate it. You understand me? Because in Jamaica, we say every mickle, they say it makes a muckle. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Good to see some of you. Haven't seen Blue Mountain Entertainment Group in a while. Yeah, I haven't seen somebody. You understand me? I haven't seen even Real Albala in a while. Haven't seen Soldier in a while. Lots of people. Yeah, I haven't seen some of them in a little while. You understand me? Big up wherever you all are. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're in good health. Yes, hope you're in good health. Right? And yeah, man, you're missed. You understand me? Yeah, you are missed. So come back on, check out the channel. You understand me? Big up Nikai James, Big D Len, up and running Steph Curry in the building. Alan Wedderburn, greetings to you. Anthony Mack, bless up yourself, my brother Shavon Peart, up and running. Triple E in the building. All right, Russies, yeah man, Russies look like them out to do some things in the schoolboy football this season, You understand? We don't know what they are up to, but big up to Russies. I know Paul Teagat Davis is down there. You understand? Parish Council is here. Have no fear, because the councilman is in the building. Bless up yourself, all right? Big up to the regulars, all the moderators. Appreciate the work. Sure improvement, I haven't seen you in a while. A.M. Henry, I haven't seen you in a while. Where are you, beautiful ladies? Ladies, when you come in, you need to say hello so we can all greet you in a special way. We give you the big hand clap and we give you the big drum roll because you're oh, look at that. A.M. Henry is here. Good morning, man. We're acting like we know more than everyone. Prima donnas. when it falls apart, we start blaming everyone else. Listen, I need to expound on that a little bit because I don't know what to extrapolate from that comment. I don't know exactly what it speaks to. But yeah. But if you can, just further explain via text message. All right, man, like Balakar. Listen, I haven't seen Balakar in a while. You understand me? Out here running in football things going on. Well, I'm understanding. Big up yourself, Balakar. You understand me? Bless up my boss every time. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think him team down there going on well. Issa Allen, bless up to you. Toffee Rudy, greetings to you as well. Issa Allen, don't worry. Today is the day that the Lord has made. I will call you as you rejoice and you be glad in it. All right. Now, there are three particular things we want to discuss today on the platform, right? Abroad, traveling, checking in, intermittent. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, enjoy the holidays, right? Hope you have a wonderful time with you and your family. Yes, Tiga, this is the fake show indeed. Yes, this is the big fake show. Tiga on the ball. Thank you, sir. Let me give you a hand clap for that. You are so smart. Thank you for joining the fake gang T-Gut. T-Gut on the ball. It's good to have you here. Joining the rest of fake people on the fake show. We are good to have you, the only real person, on the fake show. Big up T-Gut on the ball. All right? Yeah. All right. All right, let's see. I'm hearing that you're not hearing me clearly. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm too far away from the mic. Let's bring it closer. All right, because the mic is up and running. Yeah, man. The mic is up and running. You understand me? I don't know. All right. The mic is not connected. Demo is here. All right. I don't know. Still nothing. All right. Check. All right. Let me check the wires. See if the wires are across. And the wires are all right. Bum. Bum. Yeah. The sound is good. All right. Maybe I need to be closer to the microphone. Oh, right. They don't call it microphone. Any what they call it again? Talk phone. Yeah. They say it's not they say it's not microphone. That's what I hear the entertainer saying. They say you have to call it a talk phone. So the talk phone. Oh no, I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah. Soundbox. They call it the soundbox. See, I don't even know what they call it. The soundbox. Yeah. All right. I don't know. All right. Talkaphone. Yes, that is it. Big up, Demo. Demo Nunes. Big up yourself. Big cricketer in the major leagues over there in the States, making a lot of runs, taking a lot of wickets. Big up yourself. Yeah. Talkaphone we are use. No. no microphone. Big up Reedy, Port St. Lucie. Reedy win at the next competition because we have a certain player we are run off him mouth about him a big baller, Me need to come put it on them place in Reedy. So let me know and I will be there up in the Port St. Lucie. Treasure Coast Masters in the building. Demo Nunes, bless up yourself. Where is Travis Peso? What? Where is all right, so people, let's the Jamaica under 17 team, they play a second friendly. Who this Balakar? You need to call in and tell the people them me see your team will kick up a storm down the side there, you see me? yeah. Are you in the playoffs of the tier 2 Balakar? Me return big coach, man.
See you lift up a big trophy bigger than you in a ball car. Yeah, go on with things in a youth. Yeah, big up yourself. Yeah, man, but the under 17 they play a game later today. So we are hoping that we can get better quality to show. Again, we want to apologize for the last time in terms of the video quality, but I thought Kerry, who was doing the commentary, did an excellent job because we just wanted to find a way to show you what is going on with the U17 team. And so I am glad that we're able to at least provide that, right? So yep. So please 6:30 JA time. Big up Everdeen Scarlett, work as a goalkeeper coach. Yeah, man, we're trying to get the game shown. We're trying to see if we can do it through the video camera this time, which would give us a better shot, and hopefully we can provide some commentary on it, because I think we want you to see how the team is playing. What they want to do as well is that a lot of the resources, again, let me just say this, for this U17 team, a lot of the resources that are being used are from the persons like who are raising funds around the team. Of course, there is the JFF, but because the lead up in terms of preparation is so long, they are raising funds to provide some of this, right? So if you want to contribute to that, I can get you the information of the ambassador who we did an interview with. His name is Omar McClaren. He's a person who leads that. I can also let you contact Kerry James as well, and they can help you in terms of how you can give and support that team from $10 right up or whatever. So Triple E. All right, I'm going to drop the number here so you can reach out to them right now. The first game they played against the under 17 team coached by Bobby Austin. They call him Tigo, former JC player, and that game ended 0-0. Not remembering the name of the team right now, but I'll get it to you. But the game ended 0-0, and it went into penalties. They just had some penalties taken because the team is going to play in a competition that they could end up getting into penalty kicks. And I think only the goalkeeper scored for Jamaica. All the other penalties were missed. There was also a short power cut, and I think at that time Jamaica had the momentum. But having spoken to the people around the team over there, a lot of them are saying that for a lot of these players, especially the ones from Jamaica, it was Griffin, the Griffin team. Thank you, first responder who was at the game. Big up yourself and thanks for that. First responder was there, right? But a lot of the players were traveling for the first time outside of Jamaica, right? And so it was a new experience for them. So especially the domestic players, it took a while for them to settle. So I think it is good that they had this kind of a travel prepared for them before they got to the official tournament, which is in next year. And some more of them would really be beneficial to this young team, all right? So that is so good. It's called the Griffin team, right? So if you want to reach out, remember the name is Omar McClaren, right? He is he did leave his contact information. Yeah, so let me give you that right now, so you can send him a text and let him know that you'd like to contribute, and then they will give you the rest of the information in terms of how to do it through the accounts that they have. And just to let you know what they have been doing so far, the money has gone back to the team, because I know sometimes people have reservation about giving money because they figure that they are giving money to the Jamaica Football Federation, and if they give it to the federation, it will be mishandled and misappropriated, right? And whether they have evidence or not is not for me to really discuss now. But what I want you to know is that here it is that you can give directly to the persons who are working this, and once you do that, it will go back into the U17 team. All right. Wonderful. All right. I know there has been a couple of stuff out on the airwaves that I have to kind of deal with, right? Just very quickly. Big up to all the vloggers. And this is not trying to discredit anyone. Let me just make that clear. But to present the information that I have. And then you can then decide what you want to do or who you want to believe. All right. But last year, there was well, not last year, earlier this year, getting close to the playoff when Jamaica was going to play in the Nations League. During that period, I know that Ravel Morrison, he was working out, so he believed that if given a chance, he could have made the team. That is a national team, right? So, he wasn't playing any football and had not been playing for a while. And so somehow some suggestion came up in some discussion where they were looking at the possibility of him representing Mount Pleasant at the time. All right. But there were just a few games left before the teams would be in the playoffs, right? And how many games he would play and all of that came up for discussion, and what the deal would value. And it would have to be structured in such a way that when it got to the summer, he would be allowed to kind of leave the club. And so that was in discussion. And the end point would be that then he would somehow would have played some minutes to be seen by the coach to make it back into the national team. That was earlier this year. That did not happen. All right. Now, recently, rumors have resurfaced that he is, question being asked about him being at Mount Pleasant or actually going there, or could this, there is nothing of the sort for this window. If that is going to happen, it must be further down the road at some other point. But for this particular window, there's no discussions, there's nothing on the pipeline where that is concerned. All right. And so I need to put that out there. Of course, it's my information that I have. Other persons may have other information. So you can now take both sets of stuff and see if they make sense. All right. So that's one thing that I had to do. The second thing is I have a new set of videos that's going to be on my podcast. It's called Let's Be Fair, where I just take certain topical issues and I speak to them and I speak about them. And one of those issues I've spoken about is I made it clear in the video that there are two things that I want to see. One is I want to see a Phoenix team in the Premier League, which is going to happen now with the merger with Veer, because I want to see and whatever needs to be done, I want to see also Craig Butler having a say in the coaching of the team, because this is where the judging of his credentials will be, and it's unfair to judge him after 1 year or 2 years. I'm giving him three full years before I can say he's a success or he's a failure in the league. So I want to see that. All right. The other thing I want to see is Mr. Rudolph Speed take up one of the U20 teams with the same amount of time that the coaches have been having, with the same quota system in place, to see how he would do. Because every time these coaches take up this team, we go from Fuzzy to now Jerome Waite, which is Marcel Gale to Jerome Waite, that we hear about the lack of preparation and that the coaches have an issue with the quota system and they are left and the team is picked by other people and not by them. So I want to see Mr. Speed take up one of them things here now, because here's why. I want him to be put in the same position that all the other coaches have been put in to see what would happen. All right. That's my position. So in the video, I said that. And then in the video, I said, while I want Phoenix in, I also believe that the person who chairs the PFJL and the person who is the CEO, while they can be at the launch of these things, I do not believe they should be involved in the process of the deal being signed at any point. They must stand independent of the process, while they must speak of the benefit of the completed process to the furtherance of the league. I also have an issue if what is being done in one setting is not duplicated in the other, because it wreaks corruption and it wreaks conflict of interest. That is the point I made, and I stand by that, because there was a Montego Bay United or a Mobile United takeover, and we didn't get the same kind of thing happening, and it can come across that way. So some people, and I made mention of Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach had major investment, right? And they got promoted. They chose another means, but there was no major fanfare where they are concerned, and now they are relegated. So I think we need to make sure that the standards are held across the entire league. And maybe you can disagree with that, but that is my position. All right. So I don't like these people. Come on, people. Like, oh geez, like somebody time I have to highlight. Can a person be employed to the GFF and every day them dep on YouTube right here, so and never done no office at work yet? What wrong with you, no man? Wanna keep asking them things? How much time I want to explain? People, all right. Somebody wanna need to clip this, right? Please clip this. And every time somebody come on the platform, my moderators come on the platform, you just post the party of the clip and say, go and listen to that. Let me say it one more time. Whenever the national team have an assignment, I'm asked to come and assist in the capacity of a manager. So if the national team is not engaged, the male team, I help with other things concerning the football. Shackle. What staff are you talking about? Whatever Scott. Oh, this Chris Scott, I don't even know. What staff are you talking about? What shackle are you talking about? I've always carried myself in a respectful way, sir. What have I said that makes you believe? So tell me, explain to me what I have said, and this is not an attack on you, but tell me what I've said for you to conclude that I seem shackled. Tell me. Let me give you a couple of minutes. Yeah. So tell me what I've said that makes you say that I am shackled. I've spoken about Ravel Morrison. I've spoken about the under-17 and people helping the under-17, which is Jamaica's football. Right? Ravel Morrison is Mount Pleasant, a private player. And now the third thing I've spoken about is the congratulating Phoenix in being in the league and that I want Craig Butler to be there. And the second thing about Rudolph Speed. And then I speak about what I perceive to be a conflict of interest. What am I shackled about, sir? Tell me. All right, so we're gonna move on. Let's move on. All right, so that is where those things are concerned that I needed to speak to. So listen to the next to be fair broadcast. Yeah, all right. Just listen to that, and then you will. I did it today out on the beach, so it was very good. It just went down the road and just walked on the beach and did it. Beautiful beach, you understand me? Yeah. All right. So there has been stuff as well about Steve Bruce, right? Being the coach. We're gonna deal with that. Bless up, no plan. We're gonna deal with that, right? So give some time, because a lot of you just want this stuff, and thing. Yeah, you can call, man, and explain what me shackled about. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, because I don't want the good stuff. 60 likes on the video. When we get to 100, we get to the Steve Bruce. So in the meantime, let's talk about Mount Pleasant. People, I support Mount Pleasant. So I may have a bias in some of my sentiments, but right now I am unhappy with how the club is operating. while they have made some good additions, they have a Panamanian, they have a Brazilian, they have a player from Cameroon. It's like they have a next Haitian coming to join the other Haitians. They have players from Trinidad on the team as well. They have a couple of Trinis on the team. Obviously, they have Jamaican, so they have from Dominica, they have Jules who's still to them. So it's a team of players from all over. But from the players that have been released, right? They have released a goalkeeper that used to start, the Mario Phillips that used to start, Shaquille Bradford that used to start, Duxley that used to start, Ramon Howell that used to start, Romario Guthrie that used to start, Odean Murray that used to start, Odean Murray, yeah, that used to start, Marlon Allen that used to start. That's 8 already. Akwasa Chang who used to start. That's 9 players already. Did I say Atafarai Bygrave? 10. Did I call his name? Like there are so many players that they have released from the club, and a lot of these players have gone to Portmore and Waterhouse, and they have gone in this deal for Alex Marshall, that rumors has it that it is originally the demand was 70,000 US, all right, which is equivalent to around 10 or 11 million Jamaican dollars. And so in order not to pay that amount, they paid 2 million Jamaican dollars. And then this is what is out there, rumor, because all of these transfer fees, which is the crazy thing with Jamaica's football, right? All the fees are undisclosed. All the fees are undisclosed. So that is why the league is not transparent, right? So all of those players, and then they had to send, like I said, Russell, the goalkeeper. They had to send Guthrie. They had to send Ramon Howell. They had to send Melvin Duxley. They had to sell Shaquille Bradford as well to Portmore to get Alex Marshall alone. Not only that, they had paid lots of money for Duxley, for Bradford. They had spent so much money for even Guthrie. Demar Deacon is gone. So I am saying, they are so awashed with money that they can afford to buy so many players in 1 year and basically give them away? Like, what reason would you have to release Duxley? Like, what I don't know. If they are rebuilding, they are not rebuilding with a younger set of players, The players are older. You understand me? So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong with how the club is operating. So you have all of these national players that you're releasing, and the fans in Senton, they are not happy. And I think it is one of the reasons why the club has not trained at Draxall, because there is this fear about how the fans are going to react. This team has a game coming up in the club the CONCACAF Club Championship against Cavaliers, who has kept their set team, right, and added Anderson, who was not there. So you're going to play against a very stable team. Marky, like I said, they have the Brazilian who was at Mobile United. They have a new Cameroonian striker. They have a Panamanian that is there. They have the 2 Trinis that are there. Good players they are. They have 2 Haitians, and I hear there's a next one coming. And they have also brought in Kevin Graham, who was there years ago, gotten older now, and he's back at the club. And they have brought in, I understand that one of the centre backs from Tivoli, Pennycook, is headed in that direction. as well. But when you and Alex Marshall, so when you look at the additions, it is crazy. And one of the big things is coming up from my sources is that they are trying to cut down on the salary bill. But if you cut down on the salary bill by giving away the players, you're losing money still when you're spending $2 million to buy a player. Like, how do you make back the money? I don't know how you're going to offer like good competition in the CONCACAF League. You think, listen, Davian Ferguson was the assistant coach to Topper. So he is instrumental out there in Portmore where he's now coaching. So you think when he's asking for those players, he doesn't believe that you losing those players would weaken your team? He knows that. He's not just taking them to Portmore because Portmore want more players. No, he knows that when you lose those players, your team is also weakened. I don't know. I need to hear. Mr. Paul Christie, you have not been talking to me. Now, you know you can call me. Normally you watch the show, you listen to the show, you text me, you call me, you know. Come out of hiding. Come out of hiding. Come out of hiding. Because like a lot of these players were brought here by the sporting director. Right? So I am a little bit confused about the plan. I'm confused about the plan. Zimenez was there. He's released. I mean, they still have quality players, you know, because they have Jamal Topi, they have Suleiman McCullough, they have Fitzroy Cummins, they have oh my Lord, Tevin Shaw, Rankin, they have Nathaniel James, Daniel Green, Devante Campbell. You understand me? Like I said, they have the two goalkeepers, Shaquan Davis and Chambers, right? You know, I don't know. I know Mobile United has Demario Phillips. No, because he also not at Mount Pleasant anymore. They also, let me just say this. Mount Pleasant also got Nicholas Nelson. So they have Nicholas Nelson. So they're probably going to have a very potent offensive line, you know, because when you think about the Brazilian, Alex Marshall, Nicholas Nelson, that's three good offensive options they have, you know. And then they have like Daniel Green, you have the Cameroonian, you have the Panamanian, and then you have Devante Campbell. So that's a very potent offensive line. Right? So I don't know. Let's see. I mean, so that's what's going on at Mount Pleasant. I'm not happy about it. 76 likes. When you get to 100, we get to the coaching, the coaching matter. So we're waiting on keep hitting the like button when we get to 100. Then yeah. Yes, so Demario can go. Demario Phillips is gone. They also have Shandy James. Shandy James is still there. I keep forgetting this. He used to go to JC. They have Dwight Merrick, Kimona Bailey, the Rastafarian. They have the two young Haitians that they brought through, right? You still believe they have enough TikTok? You still believe they have enough with all of those movements? Remember now, you know, you're going to be playing two competitions at the same time. I don't know if that is enough. I don't know if that is enough. All right, people. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So let me T-Got. Because T-Got was in the comment section, pretend like it's not not him. From the other day. Oh, you tell like him, you know who him take with either. But he says he wants to come on the show, people, although he has been very calling the fake show. So let me invite him on to hear what he has to say. Yeah. So he's coming on. Yeah. Yeah. Right? So I don't know. Listen, let me tell you. Is Alex Marshall good addition? The Brazilian, good addition. Nicholas Nelson, I think, is better than any of the strikers that they had last year. So I'm saying that they are good addition, but they haven't plugged the areas, the issues that they have. Who is going to play left back? Because that's part of the issue that they had last season. And who is going to play right back? And like Fitzroy coming still, against the faster teams, they are going to struggle because all of those players, Dyer, Cummins, Topi, Sule, Austin, those 5 cent, Graham, all of those players are slow. In the mid, unless they're going to play Penny Cook as a CDM from Tivoli when he gets there, I don't know. No, the Trinis are still there. Both of them are still there. Kyle and Nathaniel, they are still there. Yeah, I hear people saying that Javian, bro. Javian, bro, going to play right back. Hey, that would be a very expensive move because I think Javian is on waiver by Vancouver. But I figure that Javian, if he wants, he probably can get a move into one of those places in Europe. One of the smaller nations in Europe. I think he has a quality to do that. I think he has a quality to even play in USL Championship if he wants. Would he really want to come to Jamaica? I mean, I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Yeah. McCullough, the best right back in the league. Whoa. McCullough is the best right back in the league, or he had the best season. Yeah, they don't have any ball winner because Rankin is slow. On the slower side, don't know that he's a ball winner, he's a good ball handler. Tevin Shaw is not even a CDM. Shandy James is not a CDM. So they're going to have to find somebody, and Isaacs is not there anymore. And Alwyn Harvey is not there anymore. So maybe they will go back into the market. I don't know. I know they have long been fascinated with Joshua and Anglin. Omar Fowling, why you laugh at Tevin Shaw? The Panamanian, he can play on the right, or he can play like attacking midfielder, or yeah. But I don't think he's going to start. But one thing I'll tell you, he can kick the ball. He has very good technical skill. I don't see him starting. The Cameroonian is a rougher version of Trevante Stewart. Massive, lots of power, strength. The defenders in the league are going to have a hard time with him. But I don't see him starting over Nicholas Nelson because I think Nicholas Nelson is able to probably score a whole lot more than the Cameroonian. But we have a call online. Welcome to the show. I think this is a Mount Pleasant supporter, so I know that he's coming to correct management. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good afternoon. No, I'm not calling for do that. But yeah, you said something a while ago. Initially when you started talking about Mount Pleasant, right? And you said something about not being amused with what is going on in the back room, right?
Yes.
You know, sir, me as a man, as a Mount Pleasant supporter, I support any team in the Premier League for center. I'm a St. Mary man. I don't like how Mr. go run the team still, no, brother.
Okay. I agree.
You see going back from the Teagat Davis to Ducky back to Teagat Davis situation. You see when me see that happen? No. You see when you spend the amount of money when you spend and all these things, you can gloss over some things, you know. Now, with this new sporting director that he got, I think it's gotten a little bit more organized. And what they're doing this off season, I think is good because most of the players them what you talk about, us losing, I don't think them good enough.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah, most of the players them when me hear talk about, I don't think them are the Mount Pleasant material.
Let's go through the names. Demario Phillips.
Yes, I think you'll be missed.
Melvin Duxley.
Not really.
The St. Lucian? Okay, all right.
Not really.
Akwasa Chang.
Yes, missed.
All right. Romario Guthrie.
Not really.
Okay. Shaquille Bradford.
Nah, miss him none at all. Him shouldn't come none at all.
Atafari Bygrave.
Shouldn't come none at all.
All right. Ramon Howell. The CDM that they got from Waterhouse.
Shouldn't come none at all.
Whoa, your mark are dead bossy. What about they have this guy called Jebison?
Neither here nor there for me. But
okay.
I think they're starting from scratch to a certain degree, and getting rid of those players I really don't care about because most of those I think we should have kept Chang. Personally, and honestly, I think he was underutilized while he was there. That's my personal opinion.
So. I think he never got a lot of joy with the coaches that were there, and I think he would have probably excelled with a new coach that allows him to play more. You understand me? But they also lost the right back guy who was captain of Humberland named O'Dane Murray, who I thought wasn't getting enough playing time at right back either.
That's the thing. He's either here nor there for me because he didn't play enough for me to give a good evaluation while he's playing for Mount Pleasant.
Right. So let's evaluate who they have brought in, all right, to see if who they have brought in are actually better than those who have left. So, you know, Nicholas Nelson, who used to be at Mullines, then went to Dublin last season. Yeah.
I have to see him play for us first.
Okay.
He seems decent.
Okay. They are also brought in the Brazilian who played for Mobile United, wore the number 10. Yeah.
I saw 2 games. I saw 2 games of him. He seemed lively. He will bring people in the stands. People are I'm with him now. You know, it's a Draxal's crowd hard for pleasing, brother. And he's a Brazilian, so the bar for him is going to be a bit higher, and I suspect that he may not live up to what these people expect him to do, even if he's been quote-unquote effective.
Okay. And they're also looking at Odion Pennycook. You know,
I'm not very familiar with him.
He's a captain for Tivoli.
Not very familiar with him. Right. Didn't see a lot of Tivoli games.
Then they brought back this guy named Cooleyman. Who
fan favorite.
A fan favorite. Okay, so on the fan favorite basis, you would have him included.
Yeah, people them seem to like him. I don't think he brings much, but I think the people them like him. Okay. I joined the podcast about noon. I'm here, brother asks about your objectivity. Is that what he was asking about?
What he was saying is that I sound very shackled in terms of what I'm saying, but I was asking him, what do you mean? What in reference to what?
I think this is what I got from the conversation, right? I read what he was saying, and what I thought he was saying is this. He seemed surprised that you were going so hard on Mr. Speed. And his reasoning seemed to be that you were in the employ in some way, shape, or fashion of the JFF. And if somebody espouses that opinion, I don't think it is necessarily far-fetched. You understand what I say?
Okay.
If a man say, me can't believe say a Mannings man I got so hard from the JFF when hitherto he seemed to have been shackled by the fact that he was in the employ of the JFF. I don't think it's far-fetched for somebody to have that opinion.
Okay, I see what you mean. Well, I wasn't reading it that way, but that's a good perspective. So I appreciate that. But what I am saying, my position is this. Like, I am glad, that Phoenix finally has a team that will be playing in the Premier League. And I would not judge Mr. Butler and his team or leadership of this merger in 1 year or 2 years. Though he said that he's going to win the league in 2 years' time, if he doesn't, I would not beat him. I would not.
No.
Yeah, right? I want to give him time to evaluate his value as a coach. That's one. And so the other thing I said I'd want to see is for Mr. Rudolph Speed to take the under-20 team and take the conditions that the last two coaches have had to see how he would function.
Which in the poster's view is a criticism of Mr. Speed.
I see what you mean.
If you understand?
Yeah.
The poster saw that as a criticism of Mr. Speed and was wondering why, and if you've had, why you would be making that statement when, in his opinion or her opinion in the past, because of your relationship with the JFF, you have been quote unquote kind of soft on them. I think that's where that comment was coming from.
Okay, I never said that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can call and clear it up because I think he said he would call.
What I'll say though, in fairness to the coaches, both coaches have said this. One, they never had enough time. Two, they had to stick to a quota thing that they normally say they are not in agreement with. So my position has always been, if the conditions for the work are not ideal for me, I am not going to take it. So I blame the coaches for taking the job when...
Brother, you can't blame the coaches for taking the job to get a food pan and table, brother. I saw a local coach they operate, they need the food, brother. Them know so them are go to the gallows, but them have to take the work, brother, because them need to put food pan and table. You can't really beat a man for that. We're not operating in a perfect situation where coaches have a lot of options, brother. A national team call a coach. You must take that as one, sure money, and two, an opportunity for at least go and do something where unexpected. Because when was the last time under 20, under 19, under 17 Jamaica team participated in a tournament and had adequate preparation? That not happening in Jamaica, brother. Everybody know that.
Well, but all right, look at the outcome of this. The outcome of this, I don't think it helps the cause of Jerome Waite. I think what it has done is expose him and probably discredited some of what he has done in the past.
I don't think so, no. I disagree.
So? Yeah,
I disagree. What's the audience for Jerome Waite's for his skills? Local clubs in Jamaica 99% of the time. Jerome Waite is revered in Jamaica, and any local club looking to hire a coach would know that this is not a blot on his resume because he's dealing with the inefficient and incompetent JFF. That doesn't mark him down in the Jamaican context, brother. I think that's been overblown.
Really? Okay,
yes.
And the next person saying that they don't think it bothers him as well. I just feel like if I'm a coach and I put myself in that position, I feel like, man, somebody's good, because which is what a lot of people have been saying on social media, that now this shows that this man cannot coach. And I've heard people,
no.
And I've heard people say, no, I'm just telling you, I've heard multiple people say, listen, when he even won with Charlie Smith, it was just a generation of quality players in one place in one particular time. And
let me tell you a coach. Let me tell you a coach in Jamaica that has a lot of success that can coach.
Really?
Bertis Bell. Bell.
Who cannot coach?
Bertis Bell can coach. Like Bertis Bell can coach.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Me give you an example.
Give me an example. Okay, go ahead.
Bertis Bell can coach. I just said it. We give an example of a man who have a lot of accolades that can coach, Burtis Bell. Jerome Waite is a good coach in the Jamaican context.
All right. All right. How you come to the conclusion? Given what the type of football that team with L.A. Lewis and Shavan, what's it, that midfielder name, man? Oh geez, he was at Mount Pleasant recently too. He was playing in midfield with the L.A. Lewis guy and then the Alex Marshall. You're saying that team, the kind of ball that they played, and even Alex Marshall, the kind of progression that some of those players made.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Have you ever in depth talked to the people that he's coached and listened to what the tactical advice that he's given?
Marvin Morgan. If I've ever, no, I've never really. Have you ever?
No. Have you ever talked to Marvin Morgan?
No, I've never.
I suggest that you have a conversation with him.
Okay, so
I will leave it there.
All right.
I will leave that there.
I don't understand. So what has Burtis not,
brother?
All right. Yeah.
I said that's my opinion. I will leave it there.
So Lenny Hyde can coach?
In my opinion, yes. In the Jamaican context, I think he can.
So a coach who is Burtis Bell. The only
like you're stuck on this Burtis Bell thing. I gave you an example.
Give me a next name. All right, he's the only
no, I'm going to stay there right now because you ask some additional questions about some other people.
Yeah, that's what I find it very strange, but I will, because sometimes hearing from a baller may not be the truth, the whole truth. I have heard stuff concerning Marvin Morgan that was said to him that I wonder if the baller is talking the truth. That's what I'll say. I have no proof that he's talking the truth. That's what I'll say.
All right, that's fine. A good indication. Well, I'm going to leave that part there. What else would I talk about? I think that's all I have for today.
I think CC saying that Jeffrey Maxwell is the next name. Jeffrey Maxwell cannot coach. Is
it cannot or could not? Is he still with us?
No, meaning he could not coach. Okay. All right. But thanks for the call as usual. I'm glad that you gave the perspective on the person who was in the comment section still, because I never saw it from that. So it's always good to get, just different angles and things. So I'm glad that you did that.
All right, bless up.
Yeah, man. All right, appreciate that. All right. All right, so that is Boxwood. He says Jerome in the Jamaican context can coach. Burtis in the Jamaican context, and you have to talk to the players. How can I argue? I can't argue that because the caller may have evidence to support his argument. All right. Yeah. So if you have anything to add to that, you can call in and let your voice be heard. So I think it's Cut is the person name. If that was what you were saying, let me apologize because I completely misunderstood you. I never understood it to be that way. Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. We have Gunner's Boss. And then after Gunner's Boss, we're going to talk about the coach finally. Gunner's Boss.
All right.
Good afternoon. No, man, go ahead. No, man, go ahead because you put a comment in the comment section about a caller who made some excellent point. Why would you put a
But you think I want to tell you, maybe back food have a point, but I from the host, because you joke out the thing, you make Boxwood come and just say, oh, this man can't coach, that man can't coach. And he not give you no information.
I did ask him though. I did ask him. And he said,
you make him jump around it, dance around it and talk about it, leave it right. I said, no, you don't need to leave it.
No, he said to me.
A Boxwood me attack. Boxwood already snitched on the player and call, said to tell Marvin So that's who make it sound like Morgan tell him some things about the coach, but he know what I said. You already called the man name and we know who you are talking about. You don't stitch out the man already back. That's what you talk about. So you should have continued to give us the information because you already called Marvin, call up the man. So why you hold back now for? Now the man they wish party in there here and said, Jesus Christ, if back food don't tell for me after me tell him and I like it. That's why I didn't tell them nothing, you know. They got yourself back food. Man in the man, I don't know what I say. You have to when you have to keep back food them hand up. Don't make him just come here and say, Mr. Maxwell, see the one another one in there talk about the dead man can't coach no more. Yeah. So and then back food now, you know, because he needs Mr. Correction at the time. Like to correct some little things, you know, even when you're you know, talkers, you know, correct you, you know. I know you know back food, I feel thing that, you know. But your name Michael beat and teach. You're not teaching nothing. Anyway, man.
Yeah, man.
What you say about the Olympics? World Trace is 11 medal. What you say? You talk this already?
12. So tomorrow we're going to have a show with Pioneer where we're going to go through the medals and discuss it. Yeah. Huh?
All right, then.
We're going to do it. 12. So 12.
Huh? Y'all give me back the car. Y'all give me back the car and give me back the time when you don't talk about the coach when you hear where you have to say me feel like no one call. But people don't like share and subscribe to you.
Yeah, man. All right then.
I call back.
All right. So Gunners boss will call back. All right. So as it relates to the Olympics, let me just touch this quickly because it's one of the topics in the thumbnail, in the description, right? The whole idea, right, of relay practice. I see the Americans like practicing the biggest athletes over there practicing their relays. I'm yet to see the Jamaican team practice their relays. Like in a year when we don't have a 4x4 male team participating, I believe that Jamaica should be one of the medalists in the mixed relay, at least for 4x4. And those athletes should be practicing. Those athletes who are going to participate in it should be practicing from button change to the zone that they're supposed to be in. I want to see our 4x1 team because they are new. You figure that Kishin, maybe Level, Oblique Civil, and Akeem Blake. Have they ever run a relay together? Has Kishin ever run on a relay team? At any point to understand button change and all of those things? We need practice, people. We need practice. And if Jamaica don't practice, we will not get medals. We will either drop the button, go out of the zone, or something, or fumble it. There needs to be practice. And I like the fact that you can see clearly that the American team is practicing. They are practicing, and we should do likewise. We should do likewise. Anyway, big up man like Peso just touch the touch the
some booty lick at them.
Yeah, big up Peso.
So some of them man are some booty lick at them. So some of them man are some booty lick at them. So some of them man are some booty lick at them. So some of them man are some booty lick at them. So some of them man are some booty lick at them.
Yeah, big up Peso. In the chat. Understand me? Original booty liquor boss.
We need to start to lock up some of them coaches. Lock them up because of bad coaching in Jamaica. We need to bring in a law for that. We need to start lock up some of them coaches about them a coach. I'm a roach. Them only have whistle. Them not teaching you them nothing. Nothing. And a ball about money. What I'm going to know? Eh? We need to start lock up some of them about their coach. You know, a roach.
Those are the two baddest dub plates in the YouTube land. Two baddest dub plates in a YouTube land. Hey, me just get a new one, you know. I need somebody to help me. Hey, we're gonna start them together just for the fun of it, right? Where is it? Let me see if we can find it. We just get the new one. Somebody, somebody tell me.
And he was loyal to Steve Ashley. I tell you something else about.
Somebody.
And he was loyal to Steve Ashley. I tell you something else about. And he was loyal to Steve Ashley.
Hey,
I tell you something else about.
You tell me.
And he was loyal to Steve Ashley.
All right, so somebody please tell me, who is Steve Ashley? Who is Steve Ashley? Cataract, call out, tell me. I want to know. Tell Cataract to call me. Me need to know Steve Ashley. Me know what me know. Them have a brother named Paul Ashley. So me figure what people. Let me tell you what. Man, they a dance. You know, Paul Ashley have one of them big bad tune there, you know. You know, right? Oh, Steve is actually Steve Ashley mean the owner of Newcastle. Okay. All right. Steve Ashley or Mike Ashley? Which Ashley better? Steve Ashley or Bruce Gold? Haircut bed. Who is Steve Ashley? Let me find out. Steve Ashley, the owner of Newcastle? Me need to know who is Steve Ashley. Steve Ashley is a singer, songwriter, and musician, you know. Somebody come and tell me. Who is Steve Ashley? That's what I want to know. I want to know. Anyway. Ashley Cole. Mike Ashley. Maybe it's Mike Ashley. Oh, he made a mistake. Mike Ashley. Cataract, call in. Your person need to call in. Your person need to call in. Explain yourself. All right. So moving right along. So there's also been a lot of rumors about, I don't know, and if you understand how deals are sometimes and transfers and how agents are and how the system of football is, many times if a person wants a decision to be made on a particular individual, they have media houses that they're aligned to, that they could give story to kind of flood the airwaves or the print press, so that it subtly put pressure on the decision maker because the name is out there. All right, because you understand me that maybe they should go in this direction. And so I can understand why people would want to declare like, oh, because I've seen many videos and stuff and posting that Steve Bruce is going to be the coach. While from my sources, he did apply. He was part of the short list from my sources, and discussions were held with him. All right, and maybe somewhere down the road, the option of him being the coach could look at. But right now, in this moment, from my sources, right now, he is not the man. All right, he's not the man. All right, from my sources, and I think my sources are credible. All right, a lot of times when I say I have information, people believe I get it from persons affiliated to the GFF. Many times, I have good relationships with people outside of Jamaica, especially in England, that I can call and talk to on very important matters, from agents to players to coaches. So with that being said, the person who I believe will be the next coach of the Jamaica senior men's national team is Mr. McClaren. That's what I believe. I believe based on his, and I know people are saying that we need to move up to the time and we need to get this person and get that person. The first thing is that and Mr. Speed said some of these things. They use two processes, which is one, they reached out to people and people reached out to them. So some of the names that have been mentioned, they were never a part of the 40 names, which means that Either they were not interested in the job or they were not contacted about the job. Therefore, to suggest that we should go and get, all of these other people, it's pointless if you don't know who is in the pot, right? First, you have to know who is in the pot. So these names were in the pot, so we can go by these names. And based on who were in the pot, I think he's probably one of the better candidates. One, he has worked as technical director. He has worked as a managing advisor. He has worked as a head coach. He has worked, and this is in England. He has done this. He has done this in Holland. He has done this in Germany. I think he has even gone over into Israel and managed as well. So he has worked in different spaces. He has worked with a championship team in 20. He has worked with a Champions League team when he was in Germany, and he has worked with Manchester United, and he has seen success there as he has worked at Manchester United, right? So I believe he has worked with the England national team as well as an interim manager and as an assistant manager. I think these things gives him the edge. Here's what I've also found out about him. That when he was with the English team or the England team, he was like the bridge between the players and the head coach that he worked with. Ericsson, I believe, was the head coach. In other words, he has good management skills and people relation skills, which I think it is crucial in the context of our reggae boys. When I think about, for example, the Leon Bailey issue, I think you have a person like McClaren who can be that bridge between the issues that Leon has and the ability of the federation to provide based on the issue he has, or to help them to come to a middle ground. I think he has that quality as well. All right. Is he the best coach in the world? I would say no. Right? Is he in the top 10? I would say no. But possibly he would have been one of the better ones available at the time to the federation. Now, I always tell people that in as much as I have sources, it is possible that tomorrow Pep could leave Man City and say that he's coming to coach Jamaica, and it changes. All right, that is possible, right? That could happen. But we will see, because things can change. But based on the information I have, that's the direction that we are going to go in. And I'm looking forward to it because I believe that it can work. It can work. All right. We have CC online. CC, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Man, you know what the problem is? I think when it comes down to you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so with respect to the coach, you just a while ago you said he's not in the top 10 of managers around the world. But let us ask this question. Of the managers that are managing international right now, how much are in the top 10? If you should say, name the top 10 managers.
That are managing internationally. I wasn't speaking
internationally.
No. So remember, when I made my statement, I wasn't speaking about managing international football. No, I wasn't speaking managing.
All right. So
yeah.
Overall, then. Let's put it like this. All right.
CC. Oh, everybody call and get through on CC. CC, you're breaking up, man. Where are you?
When it comes down to international football, you necessarily get managers that are the top 10. If you look at in terms of even club management, first managing in England.
I think the measuring stick. I think the measuring stick though for international managers and club managers has to be different. I think the measuring stick for an international team manager.
I don't know, maybe location. No, I just look at international manager 10. Yeah.
All right, CC, I'm going to have to try and set you up on a different line because I'm not hearing you clearly. I don't know what is going on your end.
I was saying that's where I'm saying the measuring stick for.
Yeah, you're breaking up. So let me see if I can. I don't know what is going on with CC, but I'm not getting through to CC. I'm not hearing him clearly. I think it's breaking up. So let me see if I can help him this way. All right. Here we go. But the point I am making is that how you measure top 10 managers is going to be different for club football than international football because there are way less game at the international level and way less, coaches spend way less time with the teams at the international level. So you can't use the same measuring stick, I believe. That's just me. So you'd have to create 2 top 10 lists. One top 10 list for the club managers and then a top 10 list for the managers who manage at the international level. I'm saying that even if you were to do that, I don't think McClaren would have coached long enough at that level to be a part of it. All right, let's see if we can get CC back.
Dialed is not in service.
CC, to say your number not in service, CC. I don't know what's going on. Dial straight CC if you're listening. Okay. Let's see if we can get back to CC and get his sauce. Yeah, man. CC.
No. I was telling you. What?
No, CC, man. Something wrong with your line, man. I call it straight and it's still breaking up, man.
That's why I was saying when I think you can call me straight because when they're in the States.
You're there in the States. So you mean to me can't call you straight? So not call you straight. You mean to me can't call you straight? So me have a foreign phone.
All right.
You have a Jamaica phone a foreign. Me have a foreign phone a Jamaica, boss. Me can call you straight. Talk your talk, man. I know the ramp with the thing.
All right. Yeah, so I want to say to you that I think the measuring when it comes down to like international management, it's so very different because when you look at a guy like Darren Southgate who did, I think, a good enough job, better job than any kind of manager, outside manager that would have won the World Cup. He would have not been considered if you look at club management to be in the top 10, even top 20 of club managers, right? However, when it comes down to what I heard, even what I heard Mr. Steele was preaching on, like the characteristics that they were looking for. When you look at a guy like Steve McClaren, he would have exercised those characteristics. For example, I think people have to understand that under Alex Ferguson, who was the manager with overall responsibility like negotiation, contracts, and all of those things, you had a guy like Steve McClaren who was the first team coach, who was actually out there coaching the players, telling the players to go there, do this, do that, running the drills, right? And I believe that some of the players that we have, even though in international football, you won't necessarily have enough time to coach players, but I think the way in which I see us play management, we need somebody who have some form of experience when it comes down to that, when it comes down to like actually coaching players at a top level. Not necessarily, because you have some managers who would have coached for a limited space and then they've gone straight into management. So they necessarily would be coaching, like taking training sessions day in, day out. But a person like this, Steve McClaren, in background and everything, he would have been doing that. So I think with all of the names that have been mentioned and with all of the names that have been said, so I think he would have been the best of the lot. I think sometimes it's just that people perceive things where they're saying Steve McClaren is at X age and this, but what I think they should look at is international football and a whole. They probably have just like you have Julian Nagelsmann over at Germany, right? But when I look at the whole landscape, the guy who's coaching Spain, before that guy took over Spain, when he took over Spain, I don't think a lot of persons would have had any expectation that he would have won the Nations League and then go on to win the Euros. So, I mean, and because of the pedigree or what they would have seen that, oh, Spain is this big team and oh, you get this coach who doesn't necessarily have all of these other attributes or all of these other accolades to come and coach the team. So I think when they look at all of that management, there's no reason for, I don't think there's no reason for them not to consider Steve McClaren. I think he would be a good fit. I think this is the direction to go with the names that I've seen, and you don't just have to get it over the line. This is the situation. Also, just recently, there's in the media that, remember that Manchester United, and this is what I suspected here, because when I heard the conversation a couple of weeks ago, this name came to my mind because Manchester United brought in 2 assistants, which is Rene Ake, and they brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy. And Steve McClaren was demoted to first team coach, basically. So, right now, essentially, to me, Manchester United is preparing for Steve McClaren's departure. What does that look like to your management? If you're assistant manager, and then the team bringing 2 assistant managers, that doesn't suspect you that he's departing the club.
Yeah. But you know, CC, good point you're making. All right. But I like what Jason said. Jason, my coach is 65, and any club or country would take him. So you can't even look at age. And he's talking about his club. You know what club is his club?
I don't know. Which club is that?
Real Madrid. Who has Ancelotti?
Oh, Ancelotti.
Yeah. So would you take Ancelotti if he were available?
Yeah, exactly. You mean that you would have taken Ancelotti?
So then age was a lot of times when people say age, it's not really age. When you really think about it, it's not really age. You understand me? Even if they were supposed to get Marino is 61. Would you take Marino? Yeah, you understand me? I think when people say age is because they don't like the pedigree of the coach, and because they don't like the pedigree of the coach, they're going to say the coach is.
But that's why. But that is why we go back to the thing management. Where I'm saying that what the pedigree of course that some of them are looking at. Those guys are still, for example, you don't look at a guy like Patrick Vieira, not saying that his name was in there. A guy like Patrick Vieira is trying to make it in club football up to a certain level before you even consider international football. So sometimes you have to look into some certain coaching. When a coach is in terms of hard practice and stuff, they're in the time of their coaching career where they're looking to manage clubs at the Champions League level or manage at the highest level possible in club football before they consider international football. And a lot of these coaches would have tried in terms of club football before they come over to international football. Well, the guy who's coaching Belgium now, you have the other guy. When name coach Portugal management, remember his name, the guy that
coach Portugal, where is the coach at Everton?
Martinez,
yeah.
right? Martinez would have coached at the club level for an extended period of time, and possibly thought that he would have not been like. They have to consider the caliber coach you get at international level is just, some would say, possibly below the level of the caliber coach you would get at the club level, only because a lot of these managers, they are considering club first because it's much more lucrative. Number one, it's much more lucrative to coach at the club level than it is at the manager and the international level. Case in point, Gareth Southgate was the highest paid international coach at 6.3 million before he walked away from the job and stuff, before he resigned. So he was the highest paid international coach, right? And you have managers in the club football right now. That's like average in terms of the top clubs. That's the average pay for a manager in the top clubs. So imagine at the highest end of the scale is 6.3 million. At the average end of the scale in club football is 6.3 million. So a lot of managers are trying to make it in club football, do club football for probably 10 to 15 years, make some money, and then if they're saying that they want to step away from the hustle and bustle of club football in terms of the daily operations of club football, they step into international football. So I think Even when you look at the age management, a Carlo Ancelotti going into international football now is less burdensome than when he was in club football. Because club football, you have a lot to deal with. You have transfers in and out. And it's like weeks. So you have a 9-month season. Where you're playing at least 60 games. Some of these clubs are playing between 50 and 60 games for the year. So I think persons have to look at the dynamics of the international coaching job and the dynamics of where a manager is in his career. This, with the experience that Steve McClaren has and the experience that he's bringing to the team, I think it is a good fit.
Okay. Sound good. Good point, CC. Good point.
And I just say it's not necessarily he's pretty just competent. And the fact that he was brought back to Manchester United, I think 2 years ago, as assistant manager, shows you that he's a manager that is high demand. The fact that the matter is management. Some persons are mentioning persons who are not even coaching for years now. If you hear some names that some people mention, some of these people are not coaching for years now. Right? And this person, Steve McClaren, is coaching. He's currently actively coaching and has been part of the Manchester United setup for the past couple of years.
Well, he didn't travel. He didn't travel with them for pre-season though.
Yeah, man, I know he didn't travel with them for pre-season. He's back in. I think he was back in Paris due to some personal things. So I know he didn't travel. That's what I was saying. They brought in Rene Ake, they brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I think they brought in some other persons. They're saying that Eric Ten Hag is extending his backroom staff. So when you look at all of those things, it points into the direction that Steve McClaren is prepared to move on to our next coaching job. Is it the Jamaica coaching job? More likely. There's been reports suggesting him being linked or being considered for the Nigerian job. So I think if we can move fast to get this kind of wrapped up.
I don't know. Given the recent statements from Obi Mikel, though, I don't think how that would fit into like a Stephen McClaren.
Yeah, because of the whole situation, I think. Yeah, me understand what I say
because Obi Mikel is very instrumental in Nigerian football, and I think the sentiment that he's sharing, because he played for Nigeria from the youth level, because he came out and said that if you want to play for Nigeria, you decide no, but don't wait until you don't play for England, blah blah blah. And then when you're 28 or 29, you come. He basically said go keep on waiting for England. Which is, and he used the word reject in it. I know a lot of Jamaicans jump onto it. So I don't see how like a Stephen McClaren, who would probably be engaging a lot of the players in England who have Nigerian connection, would then go and fit into a system like that. Especially because it's coming from a very respected former player. Yeah. Who I understand serves as part of the whole recruiting of players from an early age. And I think what happened with him is that he probably had some of them told him that they're waiting.
Yeah, I think in the situation with there was a young man, I think he was saying he was waiting, and then the World Cup came up. I think a little bit before the World Cup, he was up to come and play for the team.
Yeah, but like Dominic Solanke just said that as well, and he said that in light of that, is he speaking to Dominic Solanke, who said that I think news broke that he wanted to switch after the Euros to go and consider representing, Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, and the players that we have management, and some of the players that we are seeking to be part of the team. I think with this manager coming in, he would be able to utilize some of these players pretty well. I think he would have. And the next thing, I think the big part of it, I think, is the fact that he was a part of the, what would I call it now, the youth setup. He would have coached, not necessarily just coach first team, but he would have coached from the youth setup. He would have coached in, reserve team. So he would have an extensive coaching experience in terms of how to set up a team, how to formulate certain tactics. The man win management, the guy won the Eredivisie, The guy won the UEFA Cup, which is the Europa, which is...
CC, so why are you going back over all that we talk about?
No, all right. Let's move on from all that you have talked.
But we discuss all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from that still. In terms of his coaching style, as I said, in terms of his coaching style, that's something that I think we in ourselves need. Because when it comes down to what we're doing, I think some of the players, when they come to play, it's like, I'm going to show you, let me tell you what I see when we are playing. We have some players, right? We have some players from the Premier League, we have some players from the Championship, we have MLS players, and we have different teams. So it's like we are saying, all right, the players from the Premier League, all of you guys start. So we have 5 Premier League players, we have 4 Premier League players, the 4 Premier League players start. But also we have the Championship players, all right, they're the second level players. The Championship players, you come on to start. If we have 4 more start, then when you look then the next three players to start are the next 3 players in terms of the level that they're playing. So when we assemble this team now in that aspect and then we send them out there to play, I'm not seeing where we are utilizing the squad to the best of their abilities. We're just saying, all right, 4 Premier League man, 4 have to start. Sometimes we have 4 Premier League players and the 4 of them cannot start because, for example, Joel Latibodier is playing midfield. And I think Joel Latibodier is a defender.
Well, so CC, you're going so well. Like, you're going so well and still started repeating what I said. No bother with this, no, CC. No bother with this. Because you what you're just saying is that because players play in a particular league, the coaches in Jamaica, including Hal Grimson, said, okay, you are 4 Premier League players, you start. You are 4 Championship players, not CC. No, go down the road, CC. Do better than that. Yeah, that one's a good man. CC, says, okay, if you make a good point, CC, if you make a good point, you can say, yo, me make a good point. You drop the mic and done, brother. Cause you go talk and gone way down one different street, and you start fumble dumble.
I didn't know that you brought up that point. So
I'm talking about the point that you're bringing up now. That the coach start 4 person from Premier League and 4 person. That's no team is selected by like that, CC, man. We are getting nobody with the something the CC, man. You that go on good, man. Just say retract it, man.
All right, man. All right, so you put it like
you don't know the coach. You don't know why your thing now is that the coach played Joel Latibodier as a midfielder because the coach decided that he was going to play 4 person from Premier League and then the next level is Championship. He's going to play players from the Championship. So that is why Joel played.
Said that's what the coach did enough. I am saying to you that's what I see. What I see.
But that is what
because
all right. This is what I'm saying, CC. The fact that you're saying it and you're using a player name at CC, you are suggesting CC by your very utterance. That is what happened.
Well, all right. Let me put it like this. That is not what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the coach picking team or anything like that.
Exactly.
But what I suspect is that when I look on the field, I see all of the players from a certain level playing, and if they cannot play in their
what level was Greg Lee playing?
I think Greg Lee was playing Greg Lee play League One if I'm not mistaken.
So League One and Greg Lee start, and there were Championship players on the bench. So how did that work?
All right. This is so nasty. I am just suggesting that when you play a player out of his position, and that player is a better centre than he would have been translated into midfield. When you have an actual midfielder that League One could have put on the field, it suggests to me that you're looking at the level that the player is playing. That is just what I'm saying.
But I am saying to CC, but there's a next player who is playing at League One who is starting. So the argument, so that means if a player who is playing in the Premier League from Jamaica starts, what happened? And then you have players who play in the championship on the bench and a player from the Jamaica Premier League start. So how does that argument holds any water?
You have to go back over the games yesterday, what I was talking about. I don't see at any point in time where...
You never see Kyle Dixon starting in a game yet?
No, Mr. Kyle Dixon starting in a game?
Yeah. So how Kyle
Dixon started in the game, the game when them carry Jamaica.
So how Kyle Dixon start and you had players who were playing in higher league than him on the bench, if your argument is true?
All right, so when Kyle Dixon started, right?
Who is playing? Who is playing at a higher level? Kanaya Boyce Clark or Jamali Wade?
So what are you suggesting?
I'm asking you a question. If the coach is playing, if the coach selection policy is the persons who play at the highest level are going to start, what level does Kanaya Boyce play at and what level does Jamali Wade play at? That's what I'm asking you. And who plays at the higher level?
All right. Not even just who plays at the highest level, you know. So Kanaya Boyce, you would say, in League One, which is the 17 in England, and then the other guy plays USL. So if you're suggesting that League One is bigger than USL, then you can go. But how much games have Kanaya Boyce Clark played in the League One versus how much games have this guy played?
So the USL Championship is a higher level of football than League One.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
No, I'm asking you a question. Is the USL?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so. So that is why I'm saying to come to the conclusion that the selection policy of a starting 11 is anyone who plays at the highest level starts first. It cannot be right. It can't be right. Demarai Gray was on the bench.
But man, what I'm trying to say to you is that Kanaya Boyce Clark, all right, I'm saying to you that Jamali Wade would have played far more games than Kanaya Boyce Clark at this stage in his career. Okay.
So now you're bringing in a different thing. That's not what you were saying before. You never use experience. You said you get the impression from what you see. It looked like here's how the team is selected. All right. Here are all the Premier League's players. All of them are going to start. Right. And then after all of them start, then you can then add the championship players. And then after the championship players, we are going to add the MLS players because the championship is higher than the MLS.
All right, so let me put it like this, man. To me, when I see it, there are several things that I saw. That is one thing that I saw.
Hold on, wait just see. Hold on, so wait, wait, say there are several. Yes,
things that I saw.
Okay,
in terms of how the team is set up. So when I look at it, I think level is one of them. Level that is the players playing. And I think experience is one of them. Experience to me is okay because we're looking at the merit, right? It's in terms of how much games you have played, how much.
Listen, here's the thing. I know you by now. More move on with the conversation because you're gone. Because the conversation not going to go anywhere. Because if it is experience, the player that has played the most game for Jamaica is Corey Burke. Corey Burke should start every time he's in the squad. So I just think like it's a baseless argument.
The final thing I will say, as I said, a conversation now going on.
Yeah.
I am saying to you that if you have two players, Corey Burke and you have Antonio. Corey Burke plays 50 games and Antonio plays 30 games. But you look at Antonio plays 30 games at a higher level versus Corey Burke playing 50 games at the level that he played. They're going to go with Antonio because they're looking at the person who's playing at the higher level and the amount of games that person has played.
But
So I'm saying
CC,
that if you have one player that is on the bench,
didn't Jamal Lowe play in the Premier League, and when he was playing in the Premier League, he was still on the bench to Shamar Nicholson?
all right. Yeah, we're going to keep conversation. We're going to speak conversation over there because that's what I see. And it's just what I saw in the makeup of the team. And I'm saying going forward, I think Steve McClaren coming in. I won't see some of that I've seen before, and the team will look better. I just think he's a better in terms of the tactical man management and those aspects here with it. So that's all I'm going to say.
All right. Big up your boss. Big up, boss.
Big up.
All right, mess up. All right. That's people CC started out so well, man. The man spit some facts, and then the man, Lord have mercy. Before the man then say, all right, yo, man, big up yourself. The man gone for one completely different thing, off topic, and you understand me. But listen, I think, like I said, this McClaren guy has something to offer. And in fact, I think this can be a good long-term move, because I also believe if he takes this works out well, qualifies for the World Cup, goes there and does well. I think just like Rene Simoes, and this is where I think the dynamics of this move could be beneficial long-term for Jamaica, because I could see him stepping up to being like a technical director over Jamaica's football, seeing that it is a role that FIFA kind of covers in terms of their payments, right? Which would be ideal, I think, for someone like him to be the technical director over Jamaica's football. And then a younger coach or an ex-coach would come through the system, because he's a coach of coaches as well. So I think there's so much benefit that can be garnered from something like this. I know that he has also worked with players like Mason Greenwood and Ravel Morrison as well. So could this be an opportunity to see a Ravel back into the team? If he's playing football, obviously, because I think that is also important that the players are playing. All right. In terms of assistant, I know that how the system works, from what Mr. Speed has said, is that there is going to be someone from Jamaica or one of the local persons. Yeah, Deshaun Bernard is the next one as well. There is a next, oh my God, I forgot his name, but he and Deshaun Bernard were around. I don't think he's at Manchester anymore, but I think he's a centre back who can play. Oh, what's the player name? I think he was at one point, there was some interest from him in terms of getting his Jamaican paperwork, but he was part of the Manchester Youth Academy as well, and he could play for Jamaica. Don't know how far he is in terms of his playing or if he would fit into the team, but I will remember his name. But he was at Manchester with Deshaun Byrne. Easton Laird is the next one as well. So I don't know if he's better than any of the right backs that we have. But people, you know that there is a player that I need to talk to you about. Christopher Wright has been telling us about this player now. They're still at Montego Bay. Yeah, Sean Johnson. Yeah. There's a player that Christopher Wright told us about, and we were trying to get the player to represent Jamaica, but he was in the US pool. This is part of it, He was in the US pool, and I think his parents believe, and I understand it, that path would be better for him. I think Manchester United just signed the player. I think his name is McFarlane, a player called McFarlane, the young player, I think he's a left back. McFarlane. I think he's going to Manchester United, or I don't know if he's going to be connected to one of the Manchester sides that are in somewhere else in the world. But McFarlane could have represented Jamaica and stuff. I think he has some connections in Christian McFarlane. That's his name, yeah. We're trying to get him to, like I said, to represent Jamaica, but for whatever reasons, his parents... Oh, not his parents, yeah, his agent. Yeah, right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for correcting me. And let me say this, right? Here's the thing. A lot of times, the younger players, the decision of where they go is not with the parents. I'm telling you that. Manchester City, right? The decision sometimes, unfortunately, lies with some of these players' agent. The agent says, listen, I'm representing him. This is where... And the parents follow the agent. Because this guy would have been someone who would have been there. So It happens to a lot of the young players in England as well. And that is why I'm very patient with them, because when they are looking to make that move, unless you're like a Omari Hutchinson, where your father is right there in your life, like, you understand me, involved in all of the things. And that is why parents are so important. Sometimes you end up going where the agent wants you to go for in terms of international selection. Mitchell and Dimitri Mitchell as well. Yeah. Jamaican connection. So I hope some of them, yeah, you know. Yeah, played under 19 for England as well. So I think this would be good on several different fronts in terms of the football, just Jamaica football. I think it's a good move, and I'm looking forward to it. I think that the coach should be in Jamaica to watch the league and to. I agree that the coach should be spending some time with some of the elite players in the Premier League, like an under-23 team. And even if he's not directly coaching them, whomever he has as his assistant should be working with a group of players like 23 and under in the local league, who are the elite players, helping them to learn the system that he plays at the right that he plays with the senior team. So these players should be learning the system. So if there's a game, say Jamaica has to, for whatever reason, play, one of the smaller islands, we have a group of players who can still go and represent well. I think that is part of the pathway, right, that needs to be taken where the football is concerned as we seek to go forward. But I can see, just like Rene Simoes, this man moving from the head coach to the technical director. I think this would be, the JFF, they have been getting a lot of bad rap, a lot of beating, a lot of cussing and all of that. But a move like this could bring them into the good graces of the people again. I still also believe that part of what our football needs to do, because it's so deprived of funds, that there should be dialogue with the government. Like the government of Jamaica, especially the Ministry of Sport, should know that this man is coming from Manchester United. He has some pedigree. This is the kind of thing that the government wants to use as part of their campaigning as an effective and efficient government, and say, listen, we like what is happening, and facilitate some of the things that are needed for the coach to be as comfortable. All right. So if the coach is going to be here, I think the government could probably say, listen, all right, find the house, we will take care of all his accommodation and transportation. Or you find a sponsor who can do those things. But I think what we must not have is that the coach comes and the complaint is about, some of the things that we hear with Hal Grimson, whether they are true or not. So the federation, part of their strategic marketing plan, right, should be to engage those people, should be to engage the stakeholders to come on board. Like if I were, and I said this before, if I were in the position to do this, after the technical committee comes up, if I'm the GenSec, I'm sitting down with the Ministry of Sports and the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and say, listen, now we have a clear pathway because of the influence of this person to get more players from the diaspora, especially in the United Kingdom, connected to our system. We need some financing. We need some funding. And here is what. Listen, man, you have this on board. This is where the charismatic approach of a Captain Horace Burrell was instrumental in Jamaica's football. I think if there's any area that the present president need to step up is in his demeanor. There's not enough of a charismatic kind of a approach to how he deals with things. Someone that when you look at them, when you hear them speak, they speak with such assertion that they say, yes, I want to be a part of that. that conviction. I think listen, I think you see all of you talking about management and JFM. I think them should let me do that, Mr. President. You should hire a management and say, listen, this man is my personal advisor. You understand me? No, man, the government get involved in the football without dictating those things, Anthony Mack. We have seen it before. Captain Borrelli used to do that. People, oh my Lord. All right, come on. Hey, governments through subsidies, my friend, help sport. So the government give the athletes money in a boss. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people, man? The government is involved in track and field and the government is involved in football. What is wrong with this? Most of the smaller countries in the world, the government is involved. Involved from a funding perspective. Funding don't mean that you interfere in it and change what happened with it. That is what FIFA have a problem with. What you're talking about, clean clothes madman, Gunners boss. Gunners boss, you know what you need to do? You need to come in and challenge me on this. Call me Gunners boss. I see Boris Johnson. You never tell me about no Christian McClaren. He's not echoing nothing that you were telling me. Let me tell you this right now. Christopher Wright and I talk about this youth. And we did everything to reach out to him. He wanted to experience, wanted him to his agent said no. What are you talking about? You never tell me nothing about that, BJ. Ease yourself. Christopher Wright. Because they are related. So ease yourself. And don't bother come steal the man shine. What wrong with you, man? Hey, Boris, so many time. Hey, Boris, I show me your friend enough. Show me your friend enough. Show me your friend enough, BJ. Ease yourself, man. No bother with that, man. Delete the text, man. Delete the text, man. Sure, man. Delete the text, man. Sure. Gunners boss. Almost I would say every sporting body in Jamaica gets subsidy from the government. What's wrong with you? Gunners boss, man. You need to step up. You need to step up to the plate in a Gunners boss. You have been losing it since recently in a Gunners boss. I must say I hold you in high regard in a Gunners boss, but it appears that you the screw that was reconnected a few months ago has loosened. Need to get back that Phillips, my boss. Get back the Phillips, Gunners boss. Or call in and explain yourself. You're probably hungry and need to go and eat your lunch. Oh, that is what. Oh, all right. Tell you know. So Boris have a friend. He said, no, man, I know that him talk about the government. Yeah, man, they not say it for go. Coach Boris. You forget it. But you need a charismatic leader to do that. I'm telling you. You need the kind of leader who can be that convincing in their dialogue and that influential. Who can make the government know that, listen, even if I'm part of the opposite party, because that's part of the thing, you know how sports is managed in Jamaica. A lot of things are let me just say this. A lot of things are in Jamaica. I heard a community. I'm gonna use this as an example. And political victimization is a serious thing in Jamaica. Depending sometimes on who is in power and the party you support, or it is believed that you support, you could be victimized. All right? And I'll say that because recently there were allegations made of a part in St. Elizabeth where the people have been denied the service of their power restored because they have strong political allegiance to the opposition. This is what the people are asserting. So we know that there is that. So you need the kind of leader that regardless of his or her political views, they can engage the government in a non-biased way and garner the kind of support that is needed. And I will also say this. Our government need to come to the place of maturity. that we realize that sports is an integral part of the social fiber of our society. And whether or not the people in power are aligned to your political party, whatever they do benefits all. There is no divide politically in the footballing landscape. You don't see teams being selected and say, we only want members of the JLP, or we only want members of the PNP. When kids are going to run a champs and you don't hear the selection policy of the J3s about, well, only PNP going to this Olympics or JLP. The barriers are broken. Right? The barriers are broken and destroyed when it comes on to to politics, right? And sports. Broken. We have none other than Tigat, who was in my comment section pretending somebody else. No, he's on. Welcome to Tigat.
Welcome, sir. Give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Problem. All right, we have a call online. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
What's going on?
I am here, man. What's it, Dave?
Yes. Just tuning into the program, so probably I'm a bit late with the news, but is it confirmed that it will be McClaren that will be taking over the JFF coaching head job?
You know that management cannot confirm it. That confirmation has to come from the Jamaica Football Federation. I'll be foolhardy to say that I am confirming it. What I can say is that from my sources, that is the direction that it is pointing in, and by the end of the week, it should be out there. The JFF will confirm it.
Officially announced.
Yeah, because I can't confirm it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, as I said, I'm just tuning in late, so I saw the caption, so I was just kind of wondering if this was officially announced and
no.
You're just doing the formalities, so to speak.
No. There's no official announcement from the JFF yet. They did say.
You're just breaking the news like Fabrizio.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I know.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The first man on the spot calling it.
There you go. Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man, I've been tuning into the program, so
appreciate it.
I just wanted to call in to confirm for sure.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
Yeah. But just a quick question though. A quick question as it relates to the under 20 program. What's going on there? I'm seeing a number of very heavy defeats. What's going on with the under 20 program?
Well, it is.
I'm seeing 9-0, 3-0.
It's done. I think we have had the funeral service. And we have completed after the funeral a few days of mourning, and we're trying to move on. But here you are, trying to raise the dead. You understand me? Acting like you're Jesus the Christ. I don't understand.
No, well, to be honest, I haven't really been watching the games, but I've been seeing the scorelines. And I'm seeing some heavy defeats without even registering on the score sheet. So. I'm just kind of wondering what's going on. You might be more insightful from that regard.
I think it was one of the persons at the recent press conference did ask if there would be some sort of a press conference when the team returns and the head coach of the under 20 return to ask some of the questions. How can we concede 15 goals and had for the entire tournament like 2 shots on target? For the entire tournament after conceding like 15 unanswered goals. And so Mr. Chung in response said that was a good question, and in the future that will be done. So there should be a press conference based on what he said in short order. We're asking the very important question that you are asking must be asked, because I honestly I don't know what to say. Except that it is humiliating for us at this time. I would expect this, 30 years ago, but not in this time, given what we say we have been doing to make progress in the football.
Yeah, definitely shocking scoreline there, you know. Very shocking indeed. But yeah, I mean, the coaches and the whole staff definitely need to answer some questions as it relates to what went wrong and how can some corrective measures be put in place so that this doesn't really reoccur.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. Well,
again,
you know, keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
You know, so take care. Take care.
All right. Blessings every time. Peace. All right. All right. CC. Oh, not CC. T-Got, you ready now? Oh, somebody's asking, find out how Lato is supreme. Big up Clive Sibit. Can you, says, man, could you find out how much money Supreme Ventures should be given to this Sport Foundation monthly? Is that a set amount? I don't think it is a set amount. I don't think it's a set amount, you know. I think it's a percentage of the sales. But we could find out, because remember that money is spread across several different sporting disciplines, though. So it will really give you a clear indication of how much money football get. But so because it's a percentage, what you want to find out is how much money out of what the SDF get, the JFF gets. Remember, they had said that the subventure had stopped and it's going to be restarted. I think that was the last thing that the government was going to restart it. Yeah. Yeah. So T-Got say I need to hold on. I don't know hold on to what, because we're at the 2-hour mark and the show is supposed to be 2 hours long. So I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. And then, yeah, because I need to talk to you, because T-Got come in the comment section with him name T-Got the boss. I try to pretend like it's not him. T-Got, you can't do that to us, and you think I'm a fool, man. Yeah. Let me just say, people, the lights are up and running. You'd have heard that, but the you know how it is that even though you have the right amount of lumens, it must be balanced, which means that all around the area you must hit it. You can't have one area extremely bright and one not bright enough. All right. You know the Reggae Tiger, I don't even know. You have different fan club now, you know. Remember you have bands and them things. I don't know if the Reggae Tiger is needed in the modern time. Maybe we need to get a Reggae Lion. Come on, T-Got, welcome to the show. T-Got,
welcome, sir. Welcome.
Section as T-Got the boss, and I go on like kind of you take man for. Eh?
What T-Got on the ball? Hold on.
T-Got the boss, and I can't talk about fake show. The man gone again. Every time you ask him the question, him cut out, you know. Sure. You know what I want to find out? I want to find out. You remember when Jamaica qualified for the World Cup in 1998? There was a very big ball that many people could sign up by stadium. Where is it? Who has it? Who has that ball?
Yes, man. What you saying now? Hold on a second. Basacom.
Yeah. Whenever, big up Donovan Magroda, 1738 in the building. Yeah, I think the game Jam PL fan. Yeah, originally they wanted to be at the stadium, but it's going to be at the at Sabina Park. I think because it's Mount Pleasant game, you know. Remember they have to rent the National Stadium, you know. It's not free. Yeah, Duckland. So they need to balance the lumen. Everyone said no lion up a hope zoo, man. You talk about the most lion there at Jamaica, you know. Every Rasta man is a lion, you know. You talk about man a lion. Iron like a lion in Zion. You talk about Duckland. One say what kind of we need a reggae iguana or a coney? No, boss. What kind of iguana? We don't need no iguana. I need no go on. Sir Green, bless up yourself every time, you know. Yeah, Ruchin, I think he's a good. I think McClaren is a
All
good
right,
candidate.
I'm here.
Big
I'm
up
here.
Chris King, yeah man. Brother Nancy. Yes, Tigat, go ahead.
Walk on. What's going on?
Yeah, in the comment section as Tigat the boss, man. I thought about
He got the boss.
Yeah.
No man, I'm not T got the boss in the comment section. If it's not
Okay.
T got sports down the middle or T got on the ball.
Okay, so your Tigat on the ball.
Yeah, T got on the ball.
All right, so our next one in the comment section, I use your name, you know.
Yeah,
Call himself
well,
Tigat the
you
ball.
need to block them. Anybody that use my name, you need to stop them. Stop.
Right.
Yeah, stop pirate. You understand?
All right.
Two T got alone there. The original T got and the second T got, which is me.
All right. All right, go ahead. What is? I mean, it's your time to talk, you know, because you
Oh,
get
okay,
to close
okay. So what? There's so much things happening in the football world, you know, and I saw a lot of vloggers, vlogging and a lot of names spitting out, and I saw you talking about you saying something. You understand? So what's the real thing? What's the real thing? Do we sit and wait on the technical director to come out, or we
No, the technical director.
The technical committee team president or one of the
Chairman of the
the
technical
chairman,
committee.
the chairman of the yes, the chairman. Yeah, do we wait on him or what? These bloggers have in my head spinning with the amount of name that is shooting out. You understand?
Yeah, but you're a vlogger. You know that people
No,
have
but
to
you
create.
notice, you notice I have not saying anything. I spoke one time about this when Mr. Speed went on Cranky Live and he was saying he liked the Argentina coach, and I was thinking that he was talking about the Argentina coach that coach Messi at Inter Milan. That's the only video. Yes, that's the only video I've made. But ever since I see a lot of name, I see a lot of Man U coaches jumping out the box, Dwight York doing interview and various things. You understand? So, and I was surprised. I was in the this is my opinion. I was surprised that the JFF is advertising a game, right? The game that coming up in September without a coach being present. I'm just little.
What are
Yeah.
Tigat? Whether Jamaica have a coach, the game have to play them. So why would they advertise?
Yeah, I understand, but I think I think that because why would a fan? This is just my opinion. We just with
and
me
Messi
are
never
talking.
played and Messi wasn't playing Inter Milan. It is Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
Yeah.
Or right in the comment section. I'm not gonna say, all right. Why would you, as a fan now, why would you want to go to see a match, right? And the JFF is not sure when you see all these names coming out, not even sure if they have a coach or anything like this. It's like
Not sure.
that this are
Tiga, listen what you're saying. The game.
I say no, it look like they're not sure. Because all these
Tiga,
names coming out.
What I'm saying, listen what I'm saying, Tiga. The game for September the 6th is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you have a coach or regardless of who the coach is.
Right.
So why wouldn't you advertise the game since it cannot be changed?
Okay. I see a point, but I'm saying why would me as a fan purchase a ticket and I don't know who is coaching the Reggae Boys?
Why? Because the team is going to play. So on the game day, there will be a coach. So because here's why.
Yeah, but
do you attend? Hold on. Do you attend the game because of the coach or because of the players?
Players and coach.
So
both goes hand in hand.
So if there's no coach and they have an interim coach,
you wouldn't go to the game. No, okay. I wouldn't go to the game because you know why? You said something nice a while ago.
Let me ask you. Let me finish.
You said something nice a while ago. Me like that way you use. I'm glad me draw that out of you. If there's an interim coach. Yeah. No, me like that way you say a while ago. Cause me feel like there's going to be an interim coach for them 2 games here and not for the World Cup.
That is what you feel. But
that's what I feel.
Tigat, there is. Me just tell you already. Listen, Tigat, the coach will be announced by the end of the week.
Okay.
All right. So
Looking
let's forget
forward to it.
about it. Let's
Yes,
forget
looking
about
forward.
it. So
Okay.
what you are saying to me, if Jamaica was going to play on the 6th, Mason Greenwood, Reese Nelson, Leon Bailey, one man. Me finish the man. Mikel Antonio, you are not going to go to the match because there's an interim coach.
No, because well, that kind of changed this prospect of everything a while ago. The names and what you call. I would have gone to see the match because of the name, but me, you know, so the name,
So
the name, the
regardless of who the coach is, if you know the players, you'd go to the game.
Of course, as I say, you go hand in hand. I just say before. I tell you. I tell you.
All I'm saying that
No,
you
I'm
talk to
telling.
the
I
people
know.
because
No,
you tell the people what you mean.
No, what I meant. All right. All right. Say there's an interim coach with the bunch of players, regardless of the Leon Bailey and Mason Greenwood, Reece Nelson, take out them players then, and they have an interim coach. Me not got the game.
You're not going to the game because, but if in that case, Tiga, the reason why you're not going to the game is because of the players.
No, players and coach. But if we have if we have a good coach without those players, if we have a
So
good
right,
coach,
we're saying that if the coach comes and select a JPL 11 because he's Stephen McClaren, you're going to the game.
No. Me never say Stephen McClaren. I'm not
No,
a Stephen
I am
McClaren
saying
fan.
no. This is what I'm saying to you.
Hold
So
on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second again.
Okay. I don't know, you know. I see that sometimes T got. Maybe I'm being too hard on him. Maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe. Let me just ask him. I'm going to ask him. You know, I think Jam PL fan have a very so I'm going to let him talk uninterrupted because I am interrupting him sometimes, he's not gathering his thoughts properly. So let me give him some time. And maybe because he's at work as well, you know, sometimes when you're in finance, you have to be careful. Let's say make mistake. So you said, Coach Francis, respond to me already about this. All right, I'm going to play this video. Gunners boss.
Yeah, me that sleep and dream say yes, me because you still up on the show.
Yes, sir. You can go ahead until T got returned because I was planning on ending, but I wanted
until which T got go and go do there because you over there play like you all that important. We hear baby in the background about the boss come and all them things. I saw no come for the man live. I come go on like no one come go on like no important than I would up the man team. Nice T got.
Yeah.
What T got channel name again?
Sports down the middle.
Okay, all right. I didn't just stay, man. Right down the middle of the stay because that means you're confused. You're the banner side. What you got to say? Because, but hold on, before me bother you. Let me ask you a question, man. Mr. Speed is a Manchester United fan, right?
No, I think he supports Arsenal.
You think him support Arsenal or Manchester? A coach means a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, coach means he support Manchester United.
Okay, all right then. Me I wonder which one, but you get me right this one. Because I see the people up here Manchester, I look like say well Jamaica turn Manchester United. Up here Manchester United people them see them talk about. Manchester United. This Manchester United are loser, them no win nothing in many years now, just like Arsenal and we still
no, Manchester United won a trophy last year and they won a trophy the year before.
Yeah, talk about the things that them like teacup they can't matter the chimney. So them are win. Now win a big nut.
Okay.
Now win them a win like a chimney. When we used to win them there, you know, FA Cup and them there, you know, and then could not when we have killed them, they used to call it, oh, we win the PL, we granny use. I know when they're going to die biggest thing to them.
How reach? Yeah.
No man, we just want I go back to what T got to say the coaching thing then I'll say if you have an interim.
He's saying that him now go to the game if there's an interim coach. But I have a question for him, but I'm just waiting until he returns.
Because let me tell you man, if you support Jamaica and a Jamaica football, you support. It no matter who coach the team, as long as some players show up to play and we are going to play a match, you are going to go out here and go support your team. Some of them just step on YouTube and act like so not care about the football or not care about the team and no more care about criticizing and belittling the organization and the players them more than the team because they're never optimistic to found and positive have anything good to say, something not to say. But not always come at the football sideways, cranky. Yeah, I saw no come at the football and I don't need to stop it.
Gunners boss.
Always a positive outlook.
Yeah. Gunners boss, I'll get a little clip on a thing by Stephen Francis about the relay practice. I want to, let me see if we can play it while you're on. Hold on. Oh, you hearing it?
Oh, no.
All right, so T got his gun. All right, so let me hang up and let me play it. Come on, the people them here.
No man, before you hang up, then you gotta play that. But before you hang up, when I say no man's man, me hear you talking about this government, big time government intervention in the football. No, cannot work, and it not to happen.
The government already give a subvention to the football and to track and field and to all of those other sporting groups. What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about.
What is a subvention? What that is?
So through this, a subvention is a monthly amount that is given to the Jamaica Football Federation, which is government funding. That don't give them the right to interfere in the football.
But I don't think the government really interfere in the football.
Yeah, I never said that. But you...
No, I didn't say you say that. But I don't want the government to be a sponsor, nothing to do with no football. More than if them have some people, all them can go do when the minister go over Qatar, he go talk to them over Kuwait or over Qatar and tell them so we need some money to come invest in our football. And that's all them need to do because we not no money to put it on a football when the people if a man broke his foot and he go down a public and he can't buy to screw him up to go walk handicap the rest of his life man. I them think me see I go on a Jamaica, so how we got that
hold on, Gunners boss. Let me tell you. You believe a man should give money to his wife?
Of course, a man supposed to take care of his house, not necessary. You're supposed to take care of your family.
Fine, yeah. No, we're not forget. All right, and he should also give money to his kids.
You give money to the house.
All right.
Yeah, the kids them earn them stipend. The kids them are gonna earn them stipend or them allowance.
All right. And you know that
you encourage them to do things. So you make them earn it.
And then if you have a brother, you can also give him some money to help him in a situation, right?
One time, but not no more. The whole of them grew and big. A big man now them pick me and they
so as far as you concerned, you know, help none of your brother, nor your sister, nor your mother, nor your uncle them with nothing, because them are big people now. You wanna help them?
No man, mama, why we going here?
Because the point I am making. Listen, the point I am making. The point I am making is that while the priority may be the health of a person, and you want the hospitals to get what they need to take care of that, there are other, just in the same way you can give one of your little cousins $100, right? It don't stop you from doing what you're doing for your wife, is what I'm saying. The government giving a subvention to football doesn't stop the government from making healthcare good for all its citizens.
So why they not making it better instead of making football better? We don't want football to be great again. We want Jamaica healthcare and education system to be great again. The football can go to the bushes for all eyes. No. If the government subsidy we have get bad.
Why?
No.
But then Gunners boss, you're on the wrong program, you know. If you believe that the football should go to the bushes, you're on the wrong program. No. You should be on the you should be on the social health program and the yeah.
It's man. And that's not what I said. I said if our government have to go out and sponsor football instead of taking care of our education and our health care, I would have to make the football go to the dog and take care of my health and my education first. Through the government, private sectors is not going to take up their money and buy the hospital and board of education.
Let me give you a good example. Gunners boss. Let me give you an example, right? So when I was in university, right, there is an organization called the Social Development Commission, the SDC.
SDC, yes.
So at that time, there was major conflict because from Cassava Peace to Big Yard to Hungry Town to 12 to Common, Parkley and 100, major conflict, right? So the SDC right across Jamaica, Kingston and St. Andrew had what they called they had a competition for those garrison communities, a football competition. The SDC receives funding from government. Those monies were given to sponsor the football competition, my boss, because government understand that part of helping with the social growth and development of a community and a country, it is engaging people in sporting activities. So I don't understand what you're saying.
At the domestic level, not the national.
It is even more important because the government has to help. The government has helped. What you're saying is that these athletes should not go because without government help, a lot of the athletes would not be able to go to the Olympics. So we should just pull the athletes from the Olympics because the government should not help them. Of course, the government.
We never talk about Olympics, man.
But we talk about
the football.
But football. But what I'm saying but before they get to the Olympics, the government has been helping them. So what are you talking about? Is it just football you have a problem with?
No, I don't have a problem with football. I have a problem with people calling up on a government of a poor nation, an underdeveloped nation to use money for football. Bigger and better things to do with the money.
But doing the big things don't mean that you don't have money to do the other things, Gunners boss. Just like how you can give your wife money, but you can still send $10 and give money's man.
Yeah, so stop going all getting things when I have nothing to do with this. The wife and our wife and kids have nothing to do with that. Man, I use them. They have nothing.
All right, Gunners boss. All right, so hold on. You have the social development. You know, the SDC, the Social Development Commission.
Yes.
That's what I mean, Peso. All right. Anyway, Gunners boss. I have T-Got.
Yeah.
That is back. And we have a caller, a call-in. So,
man.
What else you want?
Before T-Got, let me tell you something real quick. No Olympic athlete to be on the world top 10. I want the world 100 greatest athletes of all time. Olympians should have in them own. Olympians should be in their own category. Let's go see it. Never be should never be an issue with those. That is unfair. We can't come wrong with people who play sport for the red for 2 weeks every 4 years. All
right, good as boss. Bless up yourself. All right. All right. So we have our next caller. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. And T-Got Asu come to you. Yes.
Yes, man.
Yes. So who was that on the call just now? Was that Gunners boss?
Yeah, yeah, that was Gunners boss. Yeah.
So I agree with both of you in a sense. I agree with what you're saying in that yes, social development. Those programs do help or do work for the greater good to help with development and all those sort of things. But at the same time, for a cash-strapped government has to go to the things which are most important. Now, sports and those things, they do have a benefit socially and also with fitness and health, right? Which is important, very important. Because if we aren't addressing, things like obesity and just overall general health and good habits, then they become a more expensive problem later down the line, which hospitals can't fix, right? But if I'm the government, there needs to be more accountability. And so if I'm sending money, because there are very, very few federations in the world in which governments get involved, and meaning like they give them any sort of funding, right? So if I'm doing so, then I'm doing so federation. I'm giving it to a foundation associated with the federation, and I'm monitoring and measuring the results, right? So if I'm giving money, that money is earmarked for grassroots programs, not to go towards a senior program for professionals who are getting paid. It's going towards youth development, grassroots coaching development, and then I want reports back and metrics, in regards to, okay, how are we improving? Is there progress being made? Now, taking a step back and just looking at how things have been for the past 2 decades, there's been little to no improvement, right? We're not getting any results. We see very few kids going abroad to, play in either professional leagues or university. We don't have a well-established youth league, right? None of those things kind of, exist. And if they do exist, it's only in very small pockets, like Kingston, St. Andrew, or Clarendon, and there's nothing happening in the West, sort of thing, right? So I agree that if the JFF can't do it and do it correctly, then they should not get the funding. They shouldn't get the money, and that goes the same for any athletics program, because we're just flushing money down the toilet at that point, and we can take that and put back into schools and such.
All right, so let me say this to you, right? Let me say this to you.
Yes.
I hear what you're saying, but I will say that in the last 20 years, more kids have left Jamaica and gone into Europe to play football. It has not stopped our kids from getting scholarship to go and play football in the States. It still happens, right? So those are two things that are still happening. More academies have been set up in Jamaica. We have qualified the female team to the World Cup twice. So while we are saying that nothing is not happening, it is really not true. What we can say that more needs to happen. Now, I agree with you that if you give $10, you need to give account for it. The government has a responsibility to every citizen of the country, not just those who get sick. But if my son is a footballer, as a citizen of Jamaica who votes, the government must ensure that things are in there so my son can grow up, my daughter, my family, me can grow up, and we have in our own homeland the possibility of using our full potential to become the best persons we can be in the world. That's not just a sporting body thing, that's an entire nation thing, including the government. That is why, so in the Caribbean, every single one of the Caribbean nations gets support from their government. Everyone. In Africa, I can give you 15 African nations, I can show you it, that get support from their government. So it is not a strange thing that some countries, because of how poor and underdeveloped they are, they get government funding for most or even all of their sporting discipline. So if we're going to be this way now, the national stadium, no football could be played at the national stadium. In other words, the JFF need to build a stadium because the stadium is not owned by them. So the government should stop them from using it because they should not be allowed to use the national stadium. Our track and field athletes should not be able to go there and train and practice because government should not be providing that. So they should probably dig up the surface and put the money in the hospital. Because what is the sense of the government then? Building track and field for people to go and run. Dig it up and give the money to health and give it to education. The argument is not making any sense to me. Because sports is also business.
How is it not I think maybe you're seeing it as that I'm saying it's a nothing.
Oh, I
Supposed
think
to be there needs to be clear, defined accountability, and I oftentimes I feel as though here's how I would say it. When things are going on, when things are happening, when strategies are made, when plans are put in place, it needs to be, because funding is coming from the public. It needs to be put out, and the information needs to be out there for everyone to see, to hold the organizations accountable, to hold like a JFF or JAAA or whomever it is, whatever the organization is, to hold them accountable in the public side, so that we know, okay, our money's being used for this or is being used for that.
Yeah, man, I
Because
agree with that.
we don't have.
I agree with that. There has to be accountability. No, man, totally. If you give me $10, there has to be accountability.
And so I think for some people, there's a fear that there's a lack of accountability, or there's a fear that money could be misappropriated for things to make up for. So, for example, often we hear the issue is that players aren't getting paid, right? They're not getting their stipends or whatever, or this or that. Should money coming from the government be used towards paying? And this is the conversation that people would have to sit down and have and hash it out. But should it be used towards paying player salaries? In my opinion, I would say no. That monies of that nature should go towards.
Yeah, but what
building,
I'm saying,
right?
though, Carla,
Making sure
like
that
a lot of what we're going into. Sorry to cut it, but what I'm saying that where that is concerned,
go.
yeah, I would say it would be speculation, because unless we know,
That's what I'm saying.
right, what I'm saying, yeah, because unless we know, because maybe when the money is given, it is tied to something specific. Because remember, for example, there was a time when I think they were in Suriname, and they had to pull the money from the subventure like 2 months in advance to pay for the team to come back, because the money is given at a specific time, and I think there are specific things that it is tied to, and unless those things are done, they don't get it. So the reason, the fact that they have always been getting it means that whatever it is tied to is being done. That is it, So that does not mean, though, because the government could say, I'm giving you $10, and this $10 is for you to pay the electricity bill up by the center. So the electricity bill is paid every single month, but they're still not paying the players.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they're not accountable to the government.
Right, and that's all I'm saying. I'm speculating. I'm saying that I'm in agreement with each of you, with yourself and with the Gunners boss. And what I'm saying is that with the Gunners boss, it's I get what he's saying, in that the money should go towards what someone would, if you could see me, I have air quotes, you would classify as more important things. But at the same time, those more important things could be things like sports or arts or such, which help with the development of people and the health and the well-being of people. But in my opinion, it should not, go towards, if money's coming from the government, it should not go towards, as much as some people may hate it, go towards paying professionals directly. The money should be earmarked more towards youth development and community development, and again, facilities, after school programs or summer programs for kids, for development, to get ahead of problems and issues before they become, an epidemic or what have you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, man, I totally understand that, and I'm saying maybe that is what it is being used for. But good point.
And that could very well be how it's set up now. But with that being said, I'm always going to go, because every time I call in, I'm always going to go back and say the same thing. We have no way to know, and that information should be provided for everyone to see. In an annual report, it should say that we've received X, millions of dollars from, such and such development fund, and this is what the money's for. and this is how it's been used, and this is how it's been spent.
What I'm saying that over the years, though, like I'm saying, the money from the SDF, that is exactly how it is, and the FDF normally. So if you listen to where that is concerned, yeah, man. All right, I have CC, and CC need to finish up. Yeah, bud. All right, but respect. Yeah, man. All right, blessings every time. Yeah, man. Thanks. All right, so we have. Sorry, I keep on saying CC now because CC and T-Gat are so similar in terms of views. But let me say this, people. Travis Pesser, I'm not talking about the SDF. I'm talking about the Social Development Commission, which is different from the Sports Development Foundation, boss. At the SDC, me a talk. All right, people. Let me see.
People have you off as a culprit. The culprit who doesn't allow your athletes to go to relay practice. Maurice told me that they've had a few since they came here, but not with the main people. What's your take on this? With every major championship, we have this situation.
I have said for the last 15 years that when you are cognizant of how the sport works, it can easily predict what is going to happen. The people who used to doing relays all give the athletes a stipend. So the athletes are bound to come and do the relays. The US, Netherlands, Britain, whoever it is. Jamaica doesn't. So Jamaican athletes have to depend on their ability to get sponsorship, in this case from the shoe companies. Well, the shoe companies care absolutely nothing about your relay. Right? The only thing they care about, the only way you can maintain your contract and your living is to do it individually. Now it happens to be my philosophy that for me to ensure that happens, they need to avoid relay practice the week or the two before the competition. I have told them many times. Organize relay camps early in the year. Pick your team, pick your group. Get them to practice to the weekend camps twice, 3 times for the year. They said, well, don't know, we're going to make the team. Well, those people must be on the team. Right? The trials should not be to pick people for relays. The trials should be to pick people to run individual wins. Right? But we do it the way we do it. So that's the concept, and nothing will change until they either start to pay the athletes so that they can come and do, knowing that if they lose 30,000 after the contract, the relay thing, the federation will make it up. Other than that, this is what we're going to have.
T-Gat,
yes, sir.
You said that you're not going to the game.
This is just my view. This is my view.
This is your. So let me ask you. Suppose the JFL says Craig Butler is going to coach the team in September. You're going to the game?
Craig Butler. Oh, Jesus.
As the interim coach.
As the interim coach, we know that not gonna happen.
No, say it happens, T-Gat. Me not ask if it not gonna happen.
With the mindset that Craig Butler in, that he wants 90% of the Phoenix players in the team, we're not going to the stadium, boss.
Oh, you're not going to the stadium? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right, continue, T-Gat.
In terms of what? We finish.
No, man, you can't finish. No, man, I said, T-Gat, we were talking about you not going to the game because not knowing the coach. But then when I started calling players' name, you say you're going to go there to watch the players. So what I want to know is that what makes you go and watch the Jamaica national teams play? Coach our players.
And I said, they tied hand in hand, both. The coach, the players, and the players. You know what say management. Hold on. I'm not going to answer a question with a question, but I'm going to let you see where I'm going. You know, the majority of the Jamaican fans don't support the Jamaican team because they're not playing well. Who is on the field? You know that?
The Jamaican fans don't support the team because of who is on the team. Why they support the team?
No, most of them.
Not because of the coach.
No,
Jamaica don't support the team because of the coach, boss.
No, but they have a name brand coach that come out. So they have a name brand coach that come out. One of those big coaches come out. People that just like to just come and just walk straight. The coach.
If you get a name brand coach and have the JPL players, I put it to you that people are not going to watch the team.
I think they will come out.
You believe that if Jamaica, give me a name brand coach, give me the name brand coach. Patrick Vieira come to Jamaica and they said that none of the players are going you going to use JPL. Ain't no
Bring test.
in the same way, you see, you stay, you don't listen to me. In the same way, you didn't want to use Craig Butler as the example. You can't use Clap because me and you know say Clap and things are not coming here. Use a realistic option that you call a big name.
No, we know the big name coach now come.
People, what I TikTok. When I was talking about the SDC, I said the SDC. I was explaining to Gunners boss that when I lived on the banks, there was the garrison communities had a competition put on by the SDC. Pesa is telling me that it is the SDF. I'm saying to Pesa, it is not the SDF. It is the SDC. And the SDC put on even the T20 cricket competition, not the SDF. That's my thing. All right? So Pesa, put down the air pipe and smoke it. Go ahead, T-God, because me I listen out. Me I listen what you're saying now. Yes, T-God. I don't know. I think T-God feel bad about the comments I make to them. Not really talk too much on the thing. So I'm gonna leave you, man. People, I'm going to run because T-God, I don't know. T-God, today is not your day. Because if you're going to tell me that people go into games because of the coach, today is not your day, T-God. T-God, today is not your day. It is not your day. All right? Not your day. Dwight said he wanted to call him, but we're going to end the show, people. Okay. Dr. Hero sound like a T-God boss. Like you're saving from himself. Dwight, we have 5 minutes because I want to end the show. Go ahead.
No problem, management. I just looked up what the SDC, that's the Social Development Commission, which, yes, is different than the SDF. So that is I did not know about that. So don't understand what you're saying in regards to that. So from my experience dealing with some levels of Jamaican sports over the past 5 years, in terms of where monies for athletes and sports come from in Jamaica, let's separate the development, which is usually from about 19 years and younger, 19 years old and younger, to 19 years and up. Most athletes that are fully professional in Jamaica above 19 years old do not get funding from the government of Jamaica. They're typically getting that money from a shoe sponsor, their football club, their track club or cricket club, but they're not getting, I would say 90% of their income is coming from private sources. They might get some money to go to a games or to prepare for a game for maybe the month up from government sources, but 90% of their money comes from non-government sources.
Okay.
At the U19 level, across majority, and I mean like most of the sports in Jamaica, the elite athletes that are 19 and younger do get money from the government to supplement their training. That could be equestrian, golf, football, track, whatever. So it could be they're getting money through their school, to the Minister of Education, Minister of Sports and Culture, you say SDF and InSport. They're getting it from different sources, but majority of the U19 athletes in Jamaica, regardless of sport, do get some funded from the government. The ones, and I would say this, the ones that are domiciled in Jamaica. All right, the ones that are outside of Jamaica tend to get nothing. All right, so that's to clear that up. So if people want to understand that, there are three, and I'll be quick with it. There are three models that are used worldwide. you have pretty much the North American model where it's fully capital, it's all private money, sponsors and everything. Then you have a mix where the country has sports clubs that have different teams, volleyball, football, track and field, and those sports clubs get financial supplements from government organizations to run. So a country will have 10 to 12 sports clubs, and they will get 30%, 40% of their income from the Ministry of Sports to supplement their sports. And then you have the other model that you see used in a lot of countries that are heavily socialist or communist. It's a fully everybody. The sport is free. It's for the people. Taxpayer money. There's no such thing as a private club. You go to school. You have sports schools. You have talent identification. The athletes compete for the country's national team. They have a contract that them sign, and that's all it is. So those are the three models that are used worldwide, typically.
All right.
And and then the other thing, so I messaged you earlier about hearing about Steve McClaren as a coach, as a manager coach for Jamaica. This is my stance. I do not think Jamaica should be spending over $300,000 on any coach to come in on no retirement contract. And when I mean retirement contract, if you're over 60 years old, you're coming in on a retirement contract. You're not trying to build your career. In my opinion, I think Jamaica is wisely to use $400,000 USD and spread it amongst a coaching staff. Bring in a solid head coach, a good technical director, and add 3 assistants that are young that will grow within Jamaica. That money should be used to, if Jamaica spends $400,000 to $500,000 or 550,000 USD on a staff, that makes sense. But spending $500,000 on one coach that's a 60-something-year-old European is a flat payout, and European coaches tend to fail in CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. I can't tell you the last European coach that has no experience in CONCACAF, either coaching or playing, come over to CONCACAF and qualify a team for a World Cup. I might be wrong, but I haven't seen it happen. And English coaches even have a worse record.
I can't agree with what you're saying, because so you would not take Pep to coach in Jamaica then.
Pep's not taking the job for less than 1.5 million.
That's not. I'm talking to you because the first thing you mentioned is retirement. So you're not taking Pep to coach in Jamaica then.
Pep not asked for no, because Pep's not asking. Pep's not going to come to Jamaica for less than 1.5 million.
So you're not taking Pep. You're not taking Pep to coach.
I'm not taking Pep's salary.
So Rich, is the same thing. You're not taking Pep. I didn't ask you. No, I can ask you the reason.
Yes. So yes, I'm not. All
right.
If Pep is willing to come to Jamaica for $400,000 a year, yes, we take it.
But Pep is at almost the same age. Mourinho is almost the same age as this coach. So what the age has to do? But
as who?
As McClaren just turned 60. All right, you talk. You talk. Because I'm not going to get to finish. So you talk. And then when you finish, then I'll make my point. Go ahead.
How old is Pep?
Go ahead, no man. You make your point. Make it.
No.
I want to, but I'm asking a question. You're interrupting me, and then you're asking me the question. So I'm saying, when you finish the white, I will let you finish the call, and then when you come off, then I will make my point because I have more time. So make your point.
My point is that Jamaica should not be hiring any coach that's 58 or older and paying that coach over 400. The coach alone over 400,000 US dollars per year to coach our national team. That is a waste and a foolish way to spend money.
Okay, so now you're saying that once they are 58
are
older. So anybody over 58 should not get more than. All right, go.
No CONCACAF.
So every time what is happening, Dwight, is that every time I try to ask you something, that's why I say I don't want. I want you to just make all your points and then I can talk, because as soon as I begin to talk, you add in something else. So again, you make your point.
No coach over 58 with no CONCACAF playing or coaching experience that should I would not recommend to the JFF to hire that coach and pay them over $400,000 per year to coach Jamaica at this time.
So
period.
So no coach should be paid over 400,000 unless they are below 52.
58 was my age.
Unless they are below 58. All right. So once you can find a coach below that, you would give that coach what? Above 400,000.
My cap for the Jamaica job would be 450. We can't afford more here.
How do you know what they can afford?
Brother, Jamaica can't afford more.
No, I'm asking you, and what is your parameters for making that determination? And what is also your parameter for knowing like how much the coach gets per year in the US? How do you come up with that? That's all I'm asking.
The fan base, the amount of fans, the TV contract, and
no man, here's the question I'm asking you. Listen to the question, Dwight. You have a figure of 400,000. Who is getting that? Who has gotten that? Right? And what is the amount is affordable to the JFF?
I don't think any Jamaican coach in the past has got 400. I'm not sure how much Holmgren's about, right?
But that is my point. My point is you come up with a figure with no and you're dismissing this coach, basically what you're saying that this coach should not get the job because of his age and the amount of money. You don't know the amount of money, but you are making a determination. So how do you come up with that amount of money to determine that he should not get the job based on the amount of money that would be paid if you don't know what money is being paid?
Man, I did add one key other factor in terms of the quality.
Oh, so you don't?
No, I did say he has no managerial or playing experience in CONCACAF.
So does Pep have any?
No.
All right, so you would not give Pep the job. You would not give Ancelotti the job because they have no CONCACAF. So anyone who doesn't have, so did René Simoes have it when he came to Jamaica?
That was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. That's why we haven't gone to the World Cup.
Okay, so did Schaefer have it when he came to Jamaica?
No, that's why he failed.
Okay, so the only person who can excel and qualify a team is a person who has coached in CONCACAF. So if you have never coached or played in CONCACAF, you cannot qualify a team from CONCACAF. That is your position.
Your percentages are lower, heavy.
So if I give you coaches who have qualified team from CONCACAF, who never played in CONCACAF, right? And when they coach the teams in CONCACAF, that was their first coaching job in CONCACAF. More than one, what would you say? Would you then change the narrative?
I was very specific. A European coach that has never coached in CONCACAF or played in CONCACAF.
Okay, so the last Canadian coach, did he play in CONCACAF?
Herdsman, right?
Yes.
Before he got the Canadian men's job,
yes.
He coached in CONCACAF.
Where?
He coached in CONCACAF.
Where? I'm asking you.
He was the women's coach.
Oh. So you include women's football in it. All right.
Yeah,
so the next show that I have, I'm going to give you names of persons over the years who, when they coach and qualified teams from CONCACAF, it was their first time working in CONCACAF, and they qualified team.
European coach.
I'm going to give you a European coach.
All right, no problem, sir.
All right. I don't.
Manners and respect.
Yeah. All right. I don't share on this one. I don't share Dwight's opinion, people. All right. Hey, people, at time for me end the show now. I think Danny Dread was trying to come and just give him 5 minutes, and then that.
Yeah, I don't share his opinion neither. You understand? Why would we save the money to set a coach to do trial and error? You understand? You get an experienced coach to do the thing, to do the job.
Anyways, all right. See, we keep calling it
Yo.
Yeah, but this is the last call. People have to leave. Three us. Danny Dread, you have like 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Greeting. Man, man.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah. First night back here from your comeback.
Big up
from duties. Yeah, man. Alright. We think you have a hard day today. We think you explain everything right. But some blind people not understand you.
You explain today.
It's right. Anyway, when it comes to like Gunners boss now, like the government must spend every money them get, fix up the people that were sick. You understand me? Probably deal with crime. Alright, that's our two biggest ministries will take the budget, right? Different from education. So put them three there. No, to get to the point where we want to get, there's two ways to get there. Either you can try cut down on crime, try cut down on the amount of people who are sick, that the bills come to less, or you can try and make more money, right? No, or you can use a combination of both. So listen now, in order to cut crime, they need to use sports, they use social tools. You don't only wait till the crime happens, you come with guns. So that's why they have a thing named Police Youth Club. Out of that Police Youth Club are the government budget. Them deal with sports. Some people in a Jamaican sports, that's where they started. And that's how them life may change from crime. So you don't have to buy the gun to come and shoot them. If you notice now on the ear, you have a lot of advertisement about non-communicable diseases. Like what the Rasta man would have tell you from long time. Cut down on the sugar and the salt, right? Them never do it. And now we have to spend a bag of money to advertise these things on the radio. We try cut it down. We cut down the hospital bill. We use the advertisement that the people them can listen. Don't go eat this whole heap of sugar and salt. We come and get sick, we drive up the hospital bill. Now in order for we make money for these hospital bills, one of our main income are like tourism and backside. Now how do we advertise ourselves in tourism? We need sports, we need other music, we need things like those. Now if we make it to a World Cup, you know how much that is for tourism? Look at it that way. So the government money can't just spend to fix your broke foot alone. It have to spend that we can grow to. Me don't know if me help some of them.
Danny Dread, them not gonna agree with me and you, my boss. Them not gonna agree with me and you. But,
so
yeah.
So the government having it to sports, brother. Remember them did buy a ball for 9 million to go to the World Cup where we did go to promote Jamaica, that we can get tourism business going and even where I say import export thing going, links, connections. All right, sports have value. It's not just go play some football. It's a tool. If you notice how the Asian country them I use it, like the Middle East, them I use it to build tourism and them aviation system, them not just use it as a game alone. All right, man, I'm 3 minutes.
All right. Right on the ball. All right, cool, my boss. This discipline caller, Danny Dread. Discipline caller. Listen, so you know I asked about what happened to that ball that the people were signing when we qualified for the World Cup. I heard that the ball was sold, sir. I don't believe that though, but I heard that the ball was sold. Yeah. All right. Yeah. T-Got. I don't know, something wrong with T-Got, you know. People don't understand. So I guess what Dwight is saying is that no European is going to have any success in CONCACAF coaching, so unless they play in CONCACAF or they have coaching CONCACAF prior. But as somebody saying that Dan Leo qualified Trinidad and Tobago in 2006. There you go. Ben Hacker as well. Dwight is saying that he coached elsewhere, so I don't know, but I'm going to find him. Um, yeah, I'm going to find him for you. I'm going to find him for you. Don't worry, Dwight. Don't worry. I'm going. You understand me? Yeah. Big up to baller like Kai Miles, you know, right? Doing really, really well. You understand me? Wish I could show some of his clips, you know, going really, really well on tour with his team. Can't wait for him to drop back in this um um U17 team. You understand me? Yeah. Um they lost to Brighton U17 in the semi-finals of the Northern Ireland tournament. They lost on PK. Sky scored his pen. Kai ended with 5 goals in 5 games. Overall, lots of interest from scouts. So hoping, fingers crossed, you know, Kai Miles, maybe we'll see him over there at one of those academies. You understand? A former champion college standout. And I'm telling you, I know the little injury. I think they said it was a broken leg that set him back a little, you know, because I'm telling you, this guy was that champion team with him. Yeah, man. Yeah. TikTok says Orange County Blue Star isn't CONCACAF International. Who coach their TikTok? The people never find information fast enough. But people, Ishmael, big up yourself, you know. People, the show is done in the Reggae Boys commentary. Simon Preston, RBC. Bless up, bro. Every time. So, all right. So, people, Mount Pleasant, what's going on down there? We talked about that. You heard from Coach Freda Francis about relay practice. And you heard dispelling some of the rumors about Bruce Lee, Steve Bruce, Steve McClaren. You understand me? Klinsman. Oh, so Klinsman. All right, we're going to have a debate today because Dwight said can't lose this one. Though. Yeah. All right. And like I said, listen, all of this will be the confirmation of the coach. Like we say it again, comes from the GFF, not Manningsman. You understand me? I can only give you from sources and where things are pointing. That decision is with the hand of the Jamaica Football Federation, not Manning's man. But I believe that the choice, I think there's many benefits that Jamaica could get from this, immediate and long term. That is my position, just by looking at the person. And same thing when you look at Steve Bruce and the others. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I know by the end of the day, people are going to take management information and twist it and turn it and say management. But that is how it is. It is the life of media. But you know, every time you say the name, you promote the fixer, right? All right. So Dwight, who you're taking on? Dwight, you're going to lose. I have their individuals on a list sent from England to me, right? Oh. All right. So I am going to believe in you. I know Dre. What's happening with the U17? I'm trying to see if I can get the U17. If I get the U17, I will be back on. If not, such is life. If you don't see me back, I didn't get the U17. But I'm going to see if I can, make some links, see if I can get the U17 game for you guys. You understand? Mr. Speed, we need you on the show. We need you on the show. You understand me? The people have some question for you. Come from underneath the bed. Because I hear telling the people that you're taking a 1-year break from social media. You understand me? You make some channel beat you. So you're gone in a hiding. Come out to hiding. You come on the platform, come talk. Understand me? Yeah. Arnett Garden is also played today at 4:30 in the Club Shield, so you can take that out. Check that out. All right. Big up to T-Got. I don't know, I can hear a thing from him. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports as usual. When it gets to the end of the show, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here, and we're going to play something from the Ali Cup. No, Folly Cup.
That one is a Moscow. Ali Cup 2024 Invitational Football Tournament. That one is loud enough. August 15 to the 17th, right over Excelsior. That one is a big day enough. 20 football team, 10 Da Costa team, and 10 Manning Cup team. So you know it's a murder. August 15, all Da Costa Cup team are play. You see the 16, Manning Cup team are play. But you see the 17, big quarter-final, semi-final, and final. So everybody knows that the Ali Cup is not a Folly Cup. So make sure you come out. People, remember the raffle. So get your raffle ticket now, cause upon the final day, the drawing I go on. Belly Rang says so.